not. You're
Okay.
talking
Not.
super
You're
quiet.
All right.
like
Well, I'll
this.
Oh my gosh, I got a picture of Ben Affleck here in a car. Oh God.
All right. Well, we're
Well,
ready. To
We're
go.
I'm
ready?
ready. I'm
We're
ready.
ready. Hey, neighbors. Welcome back. You're listening to The Neighbor Ladies here on the Alive and Social Network. I'm your neighbor lady, Colleen. We've got Boston, Suzanne, Karen J., and our handyman, Grant. Hey, Grant.
Hey, Grant.
Hey guys.
Hello, Grant. Thank you.
Hello, Grant.
It sounds like the dating game.
It does sound like the dating game. We're just going to jump right into it. Boston, you had something you wanted to talk about.
I do. I am like so this nanny thing with Ben Affleck, and now he's involving Tom Brady.
What happened?
Well, it sounds like the two guys got together and went to Vegas and took the nanny, and
Had a
something
threesome.
happened. And that, well, maybe
No,
I don't
Did
know.
they take the
did
kids?
not.
They didn't take the kids.
No.
And Jennifer Garner thought that, that didn't really know about it, of course. And we don't really know what's fact or fiction here. I didn't know that Tom Brady was involved until there was a picture of the nanny with his rings
I
from
don't
the
think
Super Bowl.
I don't think he was involved with her.
No, I think he was involved with Ben. I mean, they're good friends, and who knows
okay.
where that's going.
I'm
Anyways,
confused.
Nannygate. We were gonna. I said I wanted to talk about Nannygate. What is it about celebrities and their nannies? Because you have Arnold Schwarzenegger and his nanny. Of course, they didn't find that out for 18 years.
Robin Williams. She
Robin
became his second
Williams.
wife, Marcia.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, and then you had Ethan Hawke.
Really?
Yeah, and Jude Law. They all went after the nanny. What is it about the nanny?
I don't think it happens just in celebrity land. I think it happens in real life too.
Like
I think
right?
it happens more in celebrity land.
Do you think so?
I do, and I think it's difficult to meet people who are discreet when you are a celebrity, and I think that when you're a nanny, you have a reason to keep quiet because otherwise you'll lose your sweet gig. Versus if you're a paid sex worker or just a woman like a pickup at a bar, you have no reason to be quiet at all. In fact, you have every reason to
Right.
say something because it'll be notoriety or more cash or something, right? But if you're a nanny, I mean, look at that woman that Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, like she got, I mean, she had lifelong employment out of it, and I'm sure something else. I mean, she had to have gotten something else out of it if they
A
had
settlement.
a kid together. Yeah. Right.
And who knows if we'll ever really know what the settlement was. But this nanny of Ben Affleck's was Christine Ozonian. And it's interesting because she had only worked for them for a very short time. And she has scored a very incredible convertible along with a paid apartment. So what don't we know? And I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe there's a whole new industry here. But I just find it really fascinating. And because she wasn't discreet, she went right to the press. So
Oh, she went to the press.
she went to the press. She had her picture taken with the paparazzi. She was meeting Ben Affleck while Jennifer Garner was with the children out of
That
the
sounds
country.
like a plant.
Yeah, it sounds like a plant. So she was a tacky one. So
Well, I don't
Anyways.
like that she's not ashamed of it. She's like, because that's what all the tabloids are saying, that they're almost celebrating her. Like, look, she's the other woman and she's not afraid and she's not ashamed. But like, I don't know. I think am I the only one who thinks that maybe she should be a little ashamed?
I think she should be ashamed because of the way she handled it. If she wanted to have a relationship with Ben, keep it discreet.
Which
you know?
it does happen. Again,
Yeah.
Robin Williams and
Yeah.
Marcia,
Right.
his second wife.
Right.
And that was respectful.
That was like a 30-year marriage then, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
so that something did
Yeah.
happen. I think it sounds like a plant to me. It sounds like she got the job specifically to out him as a cheater, pumpkin eater. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it almost sounds like, and then
Like it was a sting operation.
and then they came up on their 10 years of marriage, Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck.
That's
and
the thing in California,
yes,
too.
Yes. And, the goodies are better split if you hit the 10-year mark in California.
Right.
Whereas I think in Minnesota with Lutherans, what is it, 45 years to life? and you might split something up. You get the lefse recipe.
I think it's like 20 years.
20
actually.
years.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
You get anything at any time. Believe me, I had some friends that got divorced. They were only together for 3 years.
Yeah. How'd that go?
She got a lot more than 3 years worth. I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I've just
That
been.
never
I don't
happened to
understand
me.
these. No, how can
Yeah.
you make money off a divorce?
Yes.
I ended up with a laundry basket
man.
full of lint.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I was lucky to get
You
that.
were lucky.
Okay, and here's a nanny, 6 months in. She works a plant. She has a paparazzi picture and then some. And what has she got on these two? I'm not sure if she's got anything on Tom Brady. But what is it that generates an apartment and a car and the media isn't expressing it? I just think it's rotten. I think it's rotten. I'd like to see what she's got going down there. Because I loved Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner. I thought, finally, someone to keep this guy away from the gambling tables and let somebody else win.
Yeah.
You know, he's a hunk of burning love, that Ben. He disappointed me.
Oh, because he's a Boston guy. That's why
He is.
he's
Matt
your-
Damon is better, though. No,
He
Mark
is.
Wahlberg. I know we
hates-
were going to...
No,
I like
Mark
Wahlberg.
Oh.
Mark Wahlberg is a jerk.
Is he?
Why?
Isn't he the one who
Didn't he reform
Assu-
himself?
Isn't he the one who assaulted that Vietnamese guy?
What?
No.
I didn't hear about
No,
that.
I
don't
didn't
think-
hear about that either.
Mark Wahlberg has a third nipple, though, and you know what he, said
does.
about it?
What?
No, he did.
It's
this is
dope,
true.
and bitches like to suck on it.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
when he
It
was
is.
a
Yeah,
rapper.
It
Yeah.
is Mark Wahlberg.
Is it?
Oh, we got to find
What did
out
he
about- Is it
do?
Mark Wahlberg? Okay,
He,
so...
he was younger and he assaulted a
Oh, right,
Vietnamese man.
Well,
did
he was
time
an
for it,
asshole.
right? He
Yeah.
did
He was an
time
asshole.
for it.
Yeah.
He did prison time for it before his band got together. And I think he is asked...
But he doesn't feel remorse for it
He doesn't?
Well, he
How do
did-
you know?
because they interviewed him on it.
And he
Oh, I'm
said,
so
I don't
sad.
care.
Or he just said, "Well, that was a long time ago." He never said he was sorry about it.
Yeah, he did ask the state of Massachusetts to remove those charges from his record, though,
Right.
recently. And
Is he
Well, that is
sober?
an asshole move.
He's
He-
sober, allegedly.
Is he? Well,
Well,
I mean, you can't really.
I don't know.
I'd
Does
like
he,
to
I mean,
erase
he's a-
everything that happened
does he
before
have-
I
He's
was
a
sober,
racist.
but
He's
I
a
can't.
racist.
Right.
does he have a nanny? Okay,
I
okay.
never knew that about
Yeah.
him.
Now
I
I'm
was-
so
I didn't know.
I'm,
I had no
I'm
idea
so
either.
upset. His mother lives in Dorchester. I heard she has a great spaghetti sauce recipe. I'm going to be there next week. I may have to go look this up personally.
Yeah.
Now then there's Donnie Wahlberg. I like him too. But my point was, I don't know if the Wahlbergs have nannies because I don't. You know what I mean? They're real hands-on with the kids. So I'm not too sure. Anyways, I
Sounds
wanted
like
to
they
talk
were
about
hands-on.
Yeah, hands-on with something. They were beating people up.
Mm-hmm.
Disappointed. I'm sorry, Karen J. I didn't know that because that disgusts me. But on a brighter note, Nannygate, we're talking about that. Have there been any women in Hollywood or famous women that have gone after the gardener or something like that? You know, that role reversal.
Well, when I get there, I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't have any problems with it.
Right.
Well, I told you last week I like a man. I like a man in uniform. What can I say?
I wouldn't have any problems with it at all. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Obviously, if I were in my fantastically loving, wonderful relationship, hello, sweetheart, that I am already,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go for the gardener because I'd just say, hey, why doesn't the gardener just join us some night? What do you think about that? But I don't know. I wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't cast an eye on anyone who got the gardener.
A good
But-
fantasy life really helps you out in your current love life. That's what I say.
Yes.
Yes,
I
your
agree.
imagination.
I agree.
is key.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. When we come back, the neighbor ladies are going to get to the bottom of what men really want. You're listening to the neighbor ladies on the Alive and Social Network.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J, who would you want to be a nanny for?
I'd have to say Jay-Z and Beyonce.
That's a great answer.
Blue Ivy.
is a
she's
great
adorable.
answer.
She's adorable, and they have so much stuff that they don't use. You would
Right.
get all of their extra stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
That's a really good answer. I have to
Suzanne?
rethink the answer.
I would want to be a nanny for the Addams family because I really like Wednesday and Pugsley, and I kind of like Gomez.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gomez is hot.
Yeah.
Boston?
I would really like to be a nanny for Jackie and JFK. I know they're dead, but I think that would have been a trip being in the White House and getting that inside view, so to speak. And I would have liked to have met Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
What can I say? I'm a believer there.
Colleen?
I would like to be a nanny for Maria Shriver and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I would go out with Maria Shriver, personally. Although she is kind of sharp.
Good. She is kind of sharp.
I would encourage her to eat. I
Yes.
would make her lovely cakes.
What do you mean sharp?
She's a little skinny.
Bony?
She's
Bony.
point-
Oh.
She's
Bony.
pointy.
I like her.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really like her, but she's a little skinny.
She's pointy.
Yeah.
Good choice, though. And intellectual, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sexy and smart.
I would make her.
Well, I don't know
It
how
would be a
smart
nice
she is.
thing.
Look who she married.
Well, she had a moment there.
Yeah.
Terminator. Come on, you never fantasized about the Terminator?
Never.
I saw that movie and it was all over.
See?
I'll be back. Oh my gosh, we are back. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies here on the Alive and Social Network. Colleen, Suzanne, Karen J, and Boston. And Boston was talking about Nannygate. Why have so many men fallen for the nanny? And you just wonder, these people, they're so successful. They have everything. They couldn't. They have money. They have fame. They have everything at their fingertips, and yet they want somebody who is employed by them. Right?
Right.
That's the thing.
Totally.
I mean, I think they just get so used to having everybody say yes, and so they automatically assume that an employee is the way to go. Right?
Right.
For everything. Right?
Right.
Like I don't even think they cut their own toenails.
Sure
why
they don't.
Because why would you? Like, I mean, they're just so.
I don't cut my own toenails.
Well, I know, but you know what I mean. They're so
Yeah.
far removed from
Yes.
every regular the activities of daily living that they just assume that oh, it's another employee. Okay, love me now.
Right.
You're my employee, and oh, you seem really caring and lovely. But then it makes you wonder. Meryl Marco, that fabulous.
Love Meryl
I
Marco.
know she's a wonderful writer, comedian. Storyteller. She was the head writer on David Letterman
Yes.
for many years, and she had this to say after Tiger Woods got caught for being a cheater, pumpkin eater, right? And she said, I assumed, much like Elin Woods, right, Tiger Woods'
Right.
wife, I assumed that my Scandinavian good looks would protect me from being cheated upon, but no. They did not. So you can be good looking and it doesn't matter. And it makes you wonder, it makes you crazy. What do men really want? Well, guess what? I have a list. Want to hear the list?
Yes.
Yes.
I want you all
What
to
is
chime
your
in on the
list?
list.
Okay.
All right.
I know it took me forever, all these years. I'm 47 years old and I know what men want. All I had to do was type it into Google. Wow. Here we go. Men want to feel like your hero.
Ah.
Do you think that's true? Grant is nodding.
I think it is true.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, 'cause-
You want to protect your girl. You always do.
But
I'm
you
not-
know what? If 9 times out of 10, if you're protecting your girl, you're protecting her from another man.
Oh, good call.
Do you know what I mean? Like, why can't men just stop being dinks?
Touche.
You know, like,
Yeah, the other men, not if you're in the
Not
relationship, but and then you get these. Why do men go after women that are already attached? There's a whole other series on that, but
it's because it's the Cecil the Lion effect.
oh yeah,
Seriously.
got to be hunted.
It's like a zebra or a
Yeah.
rhinoceros. Ooh, I want that one.
Right.
Yeah. It's okay. What else do they want? Acceptance. Everybody wants that.
Sure.
That's true.
not just.
Don't give it to him.
Men and women. Don't give it
Make
to
a word for it.
How happy is your marriage, babe? What's going on? Wow.
Suzanne's marriage is super happy. They don't even.
I have
live
a great
together.
marriage.
Yeah, they don't even live together.
Her fingers are crossed when she says that.
I don't know. She's always pretty happy when
She
she comes
always
to
looks
pick
like
me
she's
up.
glowing. That's right, because it's just
Okay.
shortly after Sunday when she
I don't
sees
ag-
the man.
I don't agree with this one. Number 3. Here's what men want. They want not to be left in the dark.
Oh, they're afraid of the dark.
No. Okay, here's the explanation on this. So it says so many women don't tell their men how they feel. Bullshit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Did a man write this list?
Did a man?
Bullshit.
Yeah.
So many men don't tell their men how they feel because they don't want to rock the boat or they're afraid. Or the truth is you don't express yourself. Well, actually, you know what? That is kind of true. Because I know I mean, I was married twice and I would always sugarcoat the truth.
Right.
Always sugarcoat it. I never gave it unvarnished truth because I always assumed there would be too much disapproval
Yes.
or too much to deal with.
Or too
right?
much glazing over.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like
Yeah.
I can't hear more than one sentence. You know,
Right.
I can't boil everything down to one sentence.
Yeah.
Sorry. You know, but I think they would like to be left in the dark. I do. I think
Well,
that they would like
sometimes
that.
is it? Sometimes
So they can play with themselves.
well, yeah, leave them in the dark for
Right.
that. But don't you think sometimes it's okay if something happens? I don't always want to tell him until I've evaluated whether or not it's worth it.
Right.
Oh, that sounds so bad. But maybe letting it sit till the next day, it becomes less important,
And
the
sometimes
problem
you don't.
can be solved.
Sometimes you don't want to tell them things because you don't want them to try to fix it. You just want them
Yeah.
to listen.
It's stuff you got to
Yeah.
handle.
You just
know?
want to
You know?
vent.
Yeah,
Like they always want to fix
They
everything.
want to
Yeah.
fix it.
yeah,
because they want to be your hero.
Yes.
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
But
if-
most
From
guys-
other men.
Yeah. Right.
yeah, if I tell Mr. Boston that I have all these feelings about something,
Don't tell me I have feelings.
oh my, that's right. Right, yeah.
Yeah, don't say the F word.
The F
No.
word.
No.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so much an
Do
F
you know
word
what?
at our house.
Do you know what? You don't tell them you have feelings. You tell them you have thoughts.
Now, that would be a new one for us.
Right.
That would be thoughts.
I have some thoughts on this.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
seriously, because women always you get in trouble when you say I have feelings.
That's
yeah,
right.
A man would have the same amount of shit to say, only he calls it thoughts.
Right.
Here are
Right.
some thoughts I have.
Yeah, you
Right.
gotta
No
speak the
bullshit.
same-
You've got feelings.
Speak the same language as the man. If we use a lot of sports analogies at our house, we get a lot more done. We get a lot more done. Honey, I know you're coming to the final quarter on that Home Depot project. I was wondering if we could perhaps introduce duct tape to the bottom of the fridge there to hold it together.
All right. I got three more, right? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. They want amazing sex. We know that's true.
Who doesn't?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
So
that's
do we.
So do we.
Yeah, yeah.
They have
Beyond
to put
amazing.
something into it.
One more, too.
Nice pun there, really.
They want communication. Again,
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
They never want to talk.
Wait a minute. When they said communication, we didn't talk about what kind of communication.
Right.
They don't
Right.
want to talk about feelings. I know that.
No.
Or
Not e-
even thoughts.
Or even thoughts.
Do you guys ever, instead of like talking,
They're saying like, honey, would you like a sandwich?
I don't even ask him if he wants it. I just set it on the table if it's
I
my
do
turn
like to make
cook.
my man delicious things to eat.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like to watch him eat.
okay, it's a little weird.
No, it makes me happy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like to watch anybody eat. It makes me, I mean, it's probably why I'm a waitress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't get sexual pleasure out of it, but I just kind of,
Right.
I just feel like,
Thank you for clarifying that.
because I
you
love
know.
to eat. So I'm like, yeah, they're having a
Yeah.
good time.
I mean, I like making stuff for my loved ones too, but
yeah.
but
All
not
right.
when they demand it
No, no
or,
demanding.
or
No
when they
demanding.
expect it. It's like, no,
No.
make it yourself.
All right. They want, sweat. They want to work out with you. I don't think that's true either.
I
Depends on
don't-
what you call in a workout, girls. Remember, you know.
Could go back to the other one, the good sex.
Yeah.
And the last one, bing, 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 bing. They want to have their own lives.
Oh my God.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
I
that,
think that's
everybody's.
true.
That's true for everyone.
Yeah, I have my interests. I want him to have his
They
own.
really don't.
No
they
sucking
want
the life out.
mamas.
Oh no, I don't want.
I think that's true, too.
No sucking the life out of each other.
They
you
do
know what
want
I mean?
mamas.
Yeah. Yeah, I like my mom too sometimes.
Okay. All right. When we come back, do you have a deal breaker list? You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J, who's your shero?
Your hero. No, that's not the
no,
right one.
excuse me. Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J, what did a man want? Oh, I can edit this out. We'll be all right.
Thank God.
Yeah, we'll be okay. Don't worry about this little mess up. I had the wrong question. All right. Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. What did a man want to change about you?
Well, I went through a depression once, So he really wanted to change my underwear. Because I had been wearing the same ones for about 5 days.
You could have sold that shit on the internet.
It
I
still
know.
said Monday on Friday.
That's
is what
right.
happened there.
Or Saturday.
Suzanne,
What did? Can you tell me the question again? I'm sorry.
what did a man want to change about you?
Oh, what didn't a man want to change about me?
But like, what's the thing that
Probably my knack of timing. I see. I don't wait for anything. It's like if I'm pissed, it comes right out.
All right, duly noted.
Ow.
Boston?
Okay, wow. My husband still wants to change this, Mr. Boston. He wants me to change this, and that is he would like me to finish every project I started going back about 15 years because the house is wild. I just start 7 or 8 things because I'm creative, then I go back to 1, then I'll go back to project number 5. And then the second thing he wants to change about me is my energy level. Would I please slow down? No, people, I will not. Thank you.
Colleen?
What did a man want to change about me? Again, what didn't they want to change about me? But I think this is a they wanted to change my lack of or they wanted me to be more socially refined, which I'm not.
Right.
Not really.
Right.
I just recently learned which fork to use.
That kind of social stuff?
It's the one that's sharp that I could stab him with.
Wow.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies here on the Alive and Social Network. I'm Colleen. We got Boston in the house, Suzanne, Karen J, and Handyman Grant. Karen J, we talked about Nannygate. We talked about what men really want, and now you had something you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Let's talk about deal breakers. I mean, we know what we do want in a man, right?
Yes.
But what's a deal breaker for you guys? For me, it's if they won't eat the kitty or lick the booty hole.
What? Oh my God! I can't believe you said that.
What? I mean, I don't.
Wow, baby. Put it out there.
Listen, there is no shame in licking the booty hole.
God!
Oh my God! There's all those there's all those nerve endings right on the anus.
Not for everyone.
Not for everyone.
Not for everyone. That's
but
medically
it's
proven.
for a reason, guys. I mean, it feels amazing.
Okay, well, that's okay. That's not for everyone, though.
Okay, but that's my deal breaker.
Okay,
if they
that's
won't
your
do
deal
that,
breaker.
then I can't be with them.
I just love the fact
Because
that
can I wait,
Colleen
we're
was
gonna go
like
off of
shocked by what you
No,
said.
because I've had so many. Listen, in my life,
This is
I
deep.
have had some lovers. I have, and I have had surprise booty licking happen, and that is not fun because you're terrified. I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing? You didn't. That's something you need to ask first. You don't just go right in for it.
Right.
You got to ask about that first. Because
You
all of a
gotta,
sudden,
you gotta ease into it.
takes me right out of the moment.
Yeah,
Took
you have
me
no
right out of the
idea
moment.
if it's a gerbil.
And then
or you're
I
too.
want to give you a kiss.
There
You're
you
like,
go.
you know what? It's
Yeah.
no. I want you to go have some Listerine. I do. Not that I'm not scrupulously clean.
Right.
I am.
Right.
It was not doing. But I've got my other girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's totally into that.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation before. She thinks I'm nuts, but everyone's different.
You're right.
Everyone's different. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's your deal breaker.
I mean, the Mexican, the first time I licked his booty hole, he freaked out. He's like, you can't tell nobody. He liked it, but he's like, you can't tell nobody. So here I am telling it on a podcast. It's true.
Is he going out with us afterwards tonight? I
No.
gonna have to prepare for
I might
this.
need a place to stay, though.
I've got room. I need a house sitter.
So, Suzanne, what is your deal breaker?
My deal breaker. Crybabies. I don't like crybabies.
Oh man.
Boston?
Wait a minute. I want to hear about Crybaby.
Okay. We always gloss over Suzanne, and she gets away with it. We need to
Okay.
know what crybabies are.
What does that mean?
Are they wearing diapers? What?
Well,
Yeah.
no, you know,
Sucking on your
if
titties.
they don't get their way, they, you know, it's that, you know, moping around.
Could you
and,
do it better?
You know, do it, or
you-
it's the
yeah.
what's wrong? Nothing.
Oh, yeah,
please.
yeah.
You know, I
That's
mean,
like a lady
then you
move.
slap them and then they cry, and then I hate them.
They don't like the slapping?
No, they don't like that. They're afraid. They're really afraid. Men are
You must
afraid of
slap
everything.
hard.
I thought slapping was a part of it.
Yeah.
You mean like
crybabies.
whiners?
Whiners, yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
I hate
Yes.
whiners too.
Oh God. Yeah.
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 But that's, yeah.
Okay, Boston.
I would have to say duct tape. Don't bring duct tape into the bedroom. It scares the crap out of me unless I'm using it for facial hair removal. I just
That
figure
doesn't
I'm going to
work.
be tied up.
Yeah.
I've tried the duct tape on facial hair. It doesn't really work. No.
It doesn't work.
Ah,
I've tried
a
it
little
too.
bit. I mean, it works if you hope to achieve cleavage, but
Yeah.
but then Spanx are easier. No, I get freaked out. He brings it into the bedroom for fun and games. I'm like, no, wear your police uniform tonight. I don't need Mr. Hero with the duct tape. What are you going to do? Put me up against the wall? No, thank you.
What if he wants to just like tie up your arms or something with?
You know what they say about duct tape?
What?
It makes no and
That's true.
So you're saying I'm missing out? Thank you. It could come in handy depending upon what we want to listen to.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, I'll try to be more open-minded, ladies. You've really broadened my horizons here. This is
I have
good.
some
I'll try.
outfits for you.
And you know what? Outfits with the duct tape. Now, I should be more open-minded because duct tape now you can get Hello Kitty on it. You can get.
I
all
need
kinds
that. I
of-
need that.
We can help.
I
with
love
that.
Hello Kitty.
Oh, I didn't know this about you. This is a wonderful thing. I have a teenage daughter getting rid of a lot of Hello Kitty
Oh.
stuff. Anyways, yeah, so that would be my deal breaker. You bring duct tape into the room, my fear factor goes up.
And what about you, Colleen?
My deal breaker, no sense of humor.
Oh yeah.
humorless?
Yeah.
I dated a guy who was
Yes.
so perfect
Oh,
in every
God.
single way.
I dated one like that too.
He was perfect.
but he was boring.
Perfect.
The worst is the guys who think they're funny,
Yep.
and they're not.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, well, no, but I mean, if you're a comedian and everything, and you just sort of wait,
Yeah.
or even if they can, but maybe they'll laugh at your jokes, but no, and you're like, fuck you, I know that's funny.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I were with my friends, they would totally be laughing right now.
You got
What is
paid for
wrong
that
with
joke,
you?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
The Mexican does that to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll tell him a new joke or a new bit, and he'll just be like, "It's not funny."
Don't lick his anus.
You know what? Or I should, right after he had Chipotle or something.
Oh, my
Make him
God.
real uncomfortable.
Oh my god.
And
Then leave him
then-
alone in his own gases.
Then film it and put it on World Star Hip Hop.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Good talk, you guys. Whew. When we
Yeah.
come back, more neighbor ladies.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, it's not this yet. No, because we're going
Segment 2.
segment two.
two.
We're doing segment 2, so we don't do anything just yet.
Oh, okay.
Right?
You introduce it.
I introduce it. Sorry.
Oh, this wasn't segment 2?
This
Nope.
is right now.
This is
Oh,
right
this
now.
is the beginning of segment 2.
Yep.
All right, I thought that was the beginning of my bad. No worries. All
Sorry.
right, edit this out, buddy. All right, we're gonna come back into segment 2 and starting it out. All
Yep.
right?
Welcome back to segment 2. You're listening to the neighbor ladies, Colleen, Suzanne, Karen J, Boston, Handyman Grant. Karen J, you had something you wanted to talk about.
Yes, let's talk about beauty standards and body shaming to start us off. So last Tuesday, Kim Kardashian posted a nude selfie. She's 6 months pregnant.
I gotta look this up.
She put it on Instagram and Twitter.
She's pregnant again.
But, like people, she's got like, I don't know, a ridiculous amount of followers. And her fans they're always very critical of her weight. So they were saying there were rumors that she was faking her pregnancy this time, that she maybe had a surrogate. And so that's why she posted it. It's like, no, I actually am pregnant this time, whatever. And she was saying how, like, her body, sometimes she eats and then they take a picture of her. So she looks bigger. Sometimes she hasn't eaten yet and they take her picture. The paparazzi. Mm-hmm. And she was just saying, like, hey, guys, everyone's body's different.
I will say this. I'm not a fan of Kim Kardashian because I don't think she does anything. And I want to save my adulation for
People that think.
that do stuff. I mean, they don't even have to be people that think. I can like people that don't think if they're up to something interesting. But I will say this: she's done a lot for people who follow her and who are interested in her for body image. Because she'll say, first of all, she's not 8 feet tall and
Right.
rail thin.
Right.
And she has had her picture taken with no filters.
Right.
And she's got cellulite, and she'll say, yeah, I've got cellulite. So what? Every woman does. And I feel like right now, that's probably as good as it gets in terms of being as unfake as you possibly can. Because everything, I mean, Jesus, I'd have if I had to be in a bathing suit, I would have that shit photoshopped to...
No kidding.
Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good for her, right? Good for
Yeah,
her for
right.
doing that.
Right.
But I don't think it's fair that women are going through these major transitions, and pregnancy is a major transition. Your body is never the same
Right.
afterwards, and they're expected to bounce back immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
And-
stuff that people say about her, like, I mean, I don't know if you guys, do you follow Boston?
I do follow her.
I
follow
some of the
what
people
they say.
they say are just mean.
They are really mean, but I also feel that she opens herself up to that whole social media world, and she doesn't have any time restraints on it. She didn't disappear and just take care of her children or her child, in her marriage and things like that. She's out there constantly, and I just think that you open yourself up, and it's kind of scary to watch that.
Yeah. I guess I don't like it when I see women, especially women, shaming her.
Yeah,
You know.
I don't think they get it. I don't think they get that.
Like,
she
oh, look at her
has-
ass. It's so huge. Blah, gross.
Yeah,
Well,
Well, there's a
she's
lot
so
of-
fake, blah, blah, blah. So is everybody in Hollywood.
right, right.
Who isn't,
Yeah. But I understand what Colleen's saying about, what does she do? You know what I mean? What's her contribution?
Yeah.
She's a
Well,
reality
now-
TV star,
Now that I've actually said something about her, that I had to actually say it out loud, now I think she has done something. I think that is actually pretty important that she
Yeah,
gets her picture taken
Yeah.
without filters and says,
Yeah.
yeah, this is it. Although I don't, she's not even, 32 years old? Is she 32?
I have no
I think
idea.
she's 34.
Yeah, she's
actually.
34.
And she's had Botox since she was 25.
Yeah.
And she's open about it. She's never going to
Yeah.
let the wrinkles sit in. So she's real to a point. But I
Yeah.
guess, aren't we all? I mean, I'm sitting here with colored hair and my eyebrows are drawn on, so whatever.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for not doing them in Sharpie.
I mean, hey.
Like some of the Mexicans' ants.
Oh my God. Well, you kind of look. You do. At least you draw them on. And
I mean,
they
it
look
looks very natural.
Yeah, it does.
That's how
I
it's
mean,
supposed to look.
I mean, I have an.
You don't want to look like a
eyeliner-
sponsor for Nike.
Right, right. I mean, I have an eyeliner addiction. I'll own it.
Just
you know,
do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. That's right. Just do it. Put those eyebrows on. That looks fabulous. Says the woman sitting next to you with color of the week hair. Yeah, thank you. It's good.
Okay, when we come back, plus size in the fashion industry, you're listening to the Neighbor Ladies on the Alive and Social Network.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J., what's the shittiest thing a man or woman ever said about your body to your face in a non-sexual situation?
Ooh. Well, let's see. The day after I came home from the hospital after giving birth to my daughter cub, a certain someone who I shall remain nameless said, "You really should work out. Your legs look like pillows stuffed in shoes."
Oh,
That was the meanest thing anyone's ever said.
That's
They look
mean.
like
Wow.
pillow stuff?
Yeah, he said my legs look like pillows stuffed in shoes. Because I, sometimes when you are
Retain
pregnant,
water.
you retain a lot of
Right.
water.
oh yeah, yeah.
But it was like the day after I came home.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Suzanne?
I worked in a Chinese restaurant once, and one of the cooks said to me, "Shave your arms."
What is that like?
Wow.
Is it getting in the sneeze guard on the buffet or what?
It's like, wow. Yeah. Well, have you ever noticed? You
No.
know,
Now I'm
a
looking.
lot of Asians don't have.
No, I was
Oh,
looking
I
at your
suppose,
arms
yeah.
when you said, "Have you
Yeah.
noticed?"
Yeah.
Boston?
Magic markerdom.
Well, this is so long ago, but I've never forgotten about it. The shittiest thing was our new basketball coach said to me, "You need to lose a little weight this season before we take you off the bench." And it was my senior year, and I think I was 4 pounds heavier than the previous year. And I'll tell you, I ran to that locker room, and she followed me in front of the whole team. I just did a strip tease and threw that sweaty suit right at her and walked away and joined the theater people and never looked back. And I was so
Yay.
excited.
Good for
Thank
you.
But it still to this day bothers me, and she won't friend me on Facebook and discuss it. So, and my English teacher, we're friends on Facebook. We've discussed it, the body image problems of the coaching and the things we went through years ago. And it's a great conversation. But obviously, I'll see a therapist about it after the show.
Good.
Good.
Colleen?
What is the shittiest thing somebody ever said to me in a non-sexual situation about my body? I got off stage after a major gig, and somebody related to me said, "You should really wear a girdle on stage."
Oh my God.
Because when you're doing your act, you forget to hold your stomach in.
Oh.
And I thought
yeah.
they shouldn't be looking at my stomach. They should be talking. I mean,
Right.
right.
What did you say back?
I said,
Thank you for the tip.
"Thanks,"
Yeah.
and I smiled.
Yeah.
Because what are you going to say?
Right.
I mean,
Who fucking asked for your opinion?
Yeah, there's so many things you could
Do you
say
own?
there.
Do you own a mirror?
I gotta
You are
hang
so
out with
polite.
you.
You are so polite.
I am
I
hanging out
know.
with you.
I wouldn't have made it through that, and neither would the person.
Well, it's right after you get off stage.
Yeah, and
too,
in front
so
of
you're
people.
pretty raw.
Yep. Oh yeah, you're emotional.
there was nothing I could say.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd go
And you'd be a crybaby.
exactly.
It'd be $50 in the swear jar for using the F-bomb at my house. That's what would have happened there.
So I'll never go to Boston's house.
We'll be rich. We'll be loaded.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies here, and Karen J. You were talking about Kim Kardashian getting body shamed by her detractors on the internet.
Yep.
But you also wanted to talk about something else, the fashion industry and plus size models, right?
Yep. Well, I have some experience with that in my older years now.
What?
Well, I do plus size modeling now.
You do?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I used to do when I was smaller. I did regular, But
I'm looking
now
at
that I'm
you.
like, well, okay, so in the fashion industry, plus size is considered size 8 or above. Now,
is.
Size
it is.
8?
Yeah.
Right,
Size 8,
which
right.
obviously is
Yeah.
not plus size, but in the fashion industry, it is because
Right.
most models are really small. You know what I mean? They're like
4 to 6.
4 to 6. Yep. And so, but it's funny because when people think of plus size, like they're like, oh, like there's now there's plus size models out there, and they're like, oh, she's not even fat. Well, it's like, well, who said they were fat? But you think it's like, what comes to mind when you think that plus size? You know what I mean?
Well, the word plus means more.
Yeah,
And
but
fat is also additional, right?
Yeah,
Fat
but really it
signifies
just means
additional.
curvy. I think
Right.
that's what I think it means because most of them have pretty flat stomachs.
Right.
I mean, of course, there are the women who are really larger that are also plus size, but I mean,
Right. It's a catch-all.
it is.
It is a catch-all.
And
It's
I've
a
done
catch-all.
and I've done fashion shows with plus size fashion shows where I'm the smallest one, and the other
Well, I can see that.
the
You're
other
not
models
big.
are like, "What are you even doing here?" So I'm like getting shamed by them for not being bigger.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
You know what has never made sense to me, although I guess it's more more material. Plus size clothes are a lot more expensive.
Are they? I don't know. I've never bought plus
Really,
size
they
clothes.
really are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are more expensive.
Because there's
Yeah.
more material.
So, not only do you get punished once, you get punished twice.
Well, because I'm fairly long-waisted, I like to go to the tall shops.
Right.
And it's so expensive to buy
Yes.
the clothes there. They're 30% higher for me to get a blouse
Right.
or a blazer that fits in sleeve length.
I thought you were going
And-
to say it's 30% higher up on the shelf for a second.
You know what it is in some of the
can look
stores.
big and
Actually,
tall.
that's a true. If you go to the
and
Mall
I
of
usually go
America-
with her.
Like it's
Yeah,
super because
She
you
need- I
you
need
are
the
tall.
help. I need the
So
help.
it's like 70% of women in the U.S. are a size 14 or higher.
Right.
So the majority of women are actually plus size.
One of us. One of us. I've been a size 12 forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a
Eighth
12.
grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with me. I've
So,
yeah.
But look at that. Look at how different we all are, and
Yeah.
we're all
Right.
12s.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Now, the other piece of in the news too is Melissa McCarthy is slamming the term plus size. and
Yep,
launched
I saw
her
that
online.
too.
Yeah, and I think that's really going to be awesome for a lot of people
Why is she slamming it?
because it's not. It includes so many people. It excludes so many people.
Well, I thought her thing about it was that when you go in stores that they put the plus size over here in one section.
Right, that's a piece of it too. We're ostracized.
She's saying they're
know?
not. It tells plus size women they're not worthy. I don't feel like it does.
Yeah.
I don't know. At
to
Macy's,
me-
they do that. If you go to Macy's at Rosedale, and if you want plus sizes, you have to go in the basement
Well, maybe they think you
By the
need more
deli?
exercise.
by the deli.
But okay, but I shop in petites, and petites are in a separate section too.
Yeah, petites sometimes are hidden in the back.
And
if you go
petites
to,
are more expensive too.
Yeah, you can't even see the petite women. They hide them in the back if you go to
Right.
Christopher and Banks, and you guys are just like the level of the height of the clothing racks.
Right.
And I don't even know you're in there. I see an arm or something going up, but they put all the plus sizes in the front,
Yeah.
but then of course they're more expensive. So they're making more money. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what she does because she's going to she's got a clothing line coming out
Yep.
size 4 to size 24.
Right.
Who does?
Melissa McCarthy does.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think she's such a hit right now, and everything she says is pretty much taken seriously.
I think that goes back to where she's basically saying plus size is a bad term,
Right.
but it's not. It's really how you choose to define it. I don't think plus size is a bad thing.
No, and her big thing is the direct quote is Melissa McCarthy says plus size label tells women you're not really worthy.
I feel like it doesn't say that.
No, I just think it says you got more size going on, baby. We had to add more fabric.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I think she's being too sensitive about it.
Yeah. I mean, we could have another conversation. Do you think we're prejudiced against fat people in this country? God, I hope not, because most of us are. There's a whole conversation.
I mean, sure, but it's changing.
With the state fair coming up, we could have some
I think there's
brawls.
I
you
think
know?
We all need a bucket of cookies.
Here's the other thing.
Oh, not those cookies again. I hate
No.
those.
Shitty cookies.
No, the mini donuts.
There's also
well, the mini donuts I liked.
I digress. Let's
with-
get back to this.
with plus size women, a lot of them will say like, "Oh, look at that skinny bitch." And I'm like,
Totally.
what are you doing? You're
Yeah.
doing the same thing they're doing to you.
Exactly. I'm called
That's true.
skinny bitch a lot.
And I don't
you know
like
what? I
that.
was saying
I love it.
earlier in the last segment. I was saying that Maria Shriver was too skinny.
Yeah.
I did not call her a bitch, though. I said
Right.
I would feed her, and I really meant that. I would.
And that
Yeah.
it came off kind, not catty. So
But
you
I did
good.
say she was pointy.
She's
Yeah, well, you remember she's in broadcasting too, and I think there's a certain degree of
Right.
skinniness that is actually involved in being in front of the
Oh,
camera
yeah.
for those news shows. And
Have you ever seen yourself on film?
Oh,
you think
that's
you look
yes.
great, and then you go, oh, God.
I thought I was
hate God
doing
for
well,
radio.
and it's just that's why everyone in radio is doing all the.
I know, it's like a funhouse mirror.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it
It really
is.
is.
Jesus. All right.
yeah.
When we come back, beauty trends throughout the decades. You're listening to The Neighbor Ladies here on the Alive and Social Network.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J., who is your favorite body image model?
I would have to say it's Ashley Graham. She was the first plus size swimsuit model on Sports Illustrated.
Oh, yeah, she's
And she
hot.
kind of looks like me. Well, okay, I'm not hot, but she kind of looks like me, her body type. So I like it,
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah, that's great.
Suzanne?
I'd have to say Katie Aubert. She's a I don't know if it's plus size. She's bigger than an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got to repeat the question because I forgot.
Boston?
No, I'm just, I can't even tell you.
Your
I
body
thought about
image
this. My
hero?
body image hero. Maybe it's Gloria Steinem because she wore clothes that I liked, and she was a tall, geeky woman with those aviator glasses that said, "Wow," and I wore those. So I really, and she was a big, tall gal. Of course, she did model for Playboy, but later on she went to hell. I think she was a size 10. So I love her. What can I say?
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Colleen?
My body image hero? Who is my body image hero? I really like Elaine Goodlad. I talked about her before. She's a bodybuilder. She's
Yeah.
awesome. She
Okay.
recovered from bulimia, so she had some issues with
Okay.
food. And she's a grandmother. And look her up, Elaine Goodlad. She's pretty awesome.
She's pretty hot.
Pretty awesome. All right, welcome back. You are listening to the Neighbor Ladies here on the Alive and Social Network. And there's a whole host of programs on the Alive and Social Network that you might not be aware of, but let me tell you about this one. That we have a landscape and garden show, and this is landscape designer and founder of Edelweiss Design. Bob Harvey has the stuff dreams are made of when it comes to making your own Eden for all seasons. He is joined by local radio personality Brian B.T. Turner, close personal friend of mine, for the best landscape and garden show advice ever. New content posts every week here on the Alive and Social Network. Visit aliveandsocial.com to listen and subscribe. That's the Landscape and Garden Show. But we're back here with the Neighbor Ladies, and we've been talking about plus-size fashion, body image heroes. And Suzanne, you wanted to talk about, what was that?
Fashions over the decades.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fashions over the decades. And I guess I'll start with Coco Chanel's little black dress that sort of hit the market in the 30s. And people really shied away from that for a long time because it had a connection to women in mourning. And it did
For
not...
shop girls. It was very egalitarian.
Yes.
When Coco
Yes.
Chanel did that little black dress, because black always looks very chic.
Yes.
And it meant all of a sudden that high fashion was affordable for women who were not wealthy
Right.
or were unmarried or were on their own. And it was really a groundbreaking thing.
It was.
That little
It
black
was.
dress. And also unfettered, because you
Yeah.
didn't have to wear a lot of crazy undergarments for it to look
Right.
nice.
Right. And then after, when we moved into the 40s, Katharine Hepburn and menswear.
Yes.
I loved that look.
the
Yeah.
blazer,
Yes.
the high
I
collars.
would even say Marlena Dietrich in the 30s. on
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love
you're
pantsuits
right.
for women.
Oh,
You're right.
That's great.
Although, you know what? There's something about a pantsuit. It can look really chic,
Yeah.
and then it can also look really dowdy.
It
It's
can.
all about the
It
cut.
can.
It is.
It is
Yeah.
about the cut.
It's,
yeah.
you
It's,
cannot.
where does
Yeah.
that jacket hit?
Right.
Exactly.
The longer is better, I think.
Yeah.
Not for
Yeah.
everyone.
Oh.
Not for everyone, because if you get a jacket that's too long, I think a lot of women make the mistake of getting their jackets super duper long, and then it foreshortens your legs.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you look like your legs are
I think you're right.
2 inches long.
Pixie legs. Okay, I see
Right.
what you mean.
So the
Yeah.
longer your jacket, the higher your heel.
Right.
And if you don't want to wear high heels, then you get a jacket that hits you at it shouldn't hit you at the widest point of your body. It should hit just above, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, I am so fashion out of it. I really am.
So then,
I mean, I
what do
guess-
we have? We had pencil skirts in the 50s.
I love a good
I love
Yeah.
pencil skirts.
Pencil
Yeah.
skirts.
They look
are
good on
great.
everyone.
Brings the
60s,
baboom out of
we
back
had the
end.
minis.
I still wear
minis, yeah.
Now, what do you think about women wearing minis after 50?
I
Do
don't
it.
have any
Do
problem
it.
with it.
Why
at
not?
all.
Either.
If you can do it, why not?
Yeah.
I remember the first time, and that is actually a pretty recent thing, because I remember in the late 80s, early 90s, and
Yeah.
again, I've been a waitress for so many years, right? And I saw a very chic couple out on the town having a date night, and the woman, I mean, she had a fantastic fantastic figure.
Yeah.
And she wasn't stick thin either. I mean,
Yeah.
but just she had a great athletic figure, and she turned around and she was had to have been late 50s, and it just blew my mind. And I thought, wow. And I thought, second thing I thought was, I want to be just like you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to be
For
just
sure.
like you. I want to be
Yes.
just like you. Now, I still wear minis, but I tend to wear leggings or
I do too.
tights
Yeah.
with them because I don't have a tan. And for me, it's like, you have to slap the leg makeup on or the tan or something like that, because if I'm going to show some leg, I've got to have some color. Otherwise, there's just too much white.
How about
But-
the 70s platform shoes?
I still
Love-
have those.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
love platforms.
Yeah.
We were wearing platforms last week, Karen J, and I just couldn't believe how high they were. Like,
Oh,
how
those
tall
are
is-
nothing. I've
What?
got ones that are taller than that. Jeffrey Campbell's. Oh, well, those were Jeffrey Campbell's too, but yeah, they're like I'm like, if I put them on, it's like 5 inches taller.
How
I can't-
tall?
I
How
can't-
tall are you?
5'1",
You're 5'1",
Yeah.
and how tall are your how many inches are your biggest shoes?
5 inches. Wow. But they're comfortable.
See,
You just
if,
have to learn
If
how to-
I put 5-inch shoes on, I'd hit the ceiling.
You would.
I know, but you're lucky that you're so tall.
Well, why?
Because that's the one thing you can't change about yourself.
Yeah, you can't change that height thing.
You know?
No.
No.
So then, how about the 80s?
Shoulder pads.
Aquanet,
Oh,
Aquanet, the big
oh
Oh
hair.
my
Shoulder
God,
pads.
sexy jeans.
Oh, rhinestones on all the jean jackets.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nothing
I
says
still
fashion like rhinestones on denim.
I have my Red Rocket denim thing. I had to have that. I still have that jean jacket. Maybe I'll wear it the next time I'm here. It's just a fashion statement.
Where
from
does it
hell.
hit you?
Where does it hit me? Right above my butt. Thank you. I think in that one I did do pretty well. I paid $4.50 for that. Unbelievable. That to me is a lot of money. I'm so cheap.
$4.50.
No, $450.
Oh.
Good for
Ouch.
you.
I was like, and I've kept it. And I have a niece that borrows it once a year for an '80s party.
Yeah.
I rent it out. You know, it's
How much
'cause
you
I'm
charge
so
her?
cheap. Her not too much. Her girlfriend at $150.
That's smart.
Yeah, I really am. And it's a deposit. She gives me the check.
Yeah.
Well, the debit card.
And then
Right.
you,
It back
you
later.
see a spot on it and you don't give it back to her, right?
I keep a little money. I'm smart
Hey,
that way.
the last time my daughter cub was here, her girlfriend came over from work and she asked if she could borrow a pair of shorts. I haven't seen them since.
Oh, charge that girl.
I know.
Oh, because clothes are expensive.
That's a
No,
whole other
I-
thing when you loan clothes out to people and you never see them back.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm actually ticked off.
Yeah.
There's
Rachel
something-
Hausman, if you're listening, I want my shorts back.
Were you guys in any weddings in the 80s?
Oh,
Because
God.
that
I've never
added-
been in any wedding
Oh, my
ever.
God.
You haven't?
Oh
Nope.
my god.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously?
Nobody likes me.
Well,
Okay,
if Mr.
if I ever
Nobody
get,
likes me well enough to be in
If
their
I-
pictures forever
if
and
I
ever.
if I
and
ever
ever.
get married again, which I probably won't happen, but if I do,
I'll
Yeah,
be there.
you will be
Yeah.
in my wedding.
I'll
because
be
wouldn't
there.
it be a neighbor lady's
Yes.
wedding? And what would the dresses look like? Bring back the 80s. My God.
Oh, God.
I've decided that
Oh.
if I ever get married again, I'm going to wear a red dress, and the song is going to be "Dust in the Wind."
Good for you.
And I'm just it's going to be
That's
like it's
great.
going to be like one of those Stevie Nicks dresses.
Oh,
like
yeah, the flowing,
Yeah.
the mesh.
it's going to be like a haunted wedding.
Oh,
Good
that
talk,
would be
you guys.
great.
All
Oh,
right.
funny.
Woo! You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies here on the Alive and Social Network. We can edit this part out. I just lost power in my phone, so I need to know what the next thing is. Can you put your
Planned Parenthood.
thing
Yeah,
over
Planned Parenthood.
here? Okay, and then who's... Okay,
And that's-
Suzanne's starting.
Yep.
Great. All right.
Also, Boston, if you could do your best when you're talking, look at me.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Because
so I'm
if
going
you're
all over
when you
the
go like
place.
this and you go like that,
Actually,
it just,
take it out of the thing and get it right.
if-
Oh, okay.
Like,
you
do
know, if
that.
you want to do
Do
that,
that. Okay.
either do that or look at me because this is then I have to go back and
Oh,
it just
I'm
becomes.
sorry.
It's
Okay.
fine. It's just it become try to. I don't know why your voice must be so soft or something because maybe if I change mics, I'm going to give you my mic here.
Okay.
It might make a difference. I don't know. I'm going to try something just to try to make it a little bit better. Here,
I can get it. Yeah, I should be able to handle a mic. God. All right,
Oh.
how's that?
Oh, that's
Is
way
that-
better.
I think it's
that's
better.
way better.
Yeah,
All right.
Maybe
this
it's the
mic is
mic.
kind of quiet. Actually, I think this mic
Okay.
might be a little more
All right,
quiet.
because I'm all right.
Yeah, that definitely makes a difference. Because
How's
I mean,
my
even
mic?
yours
You
is
guys
great.
hear me?
'Cause even
Yeah.
with me on this, like I'm dim, so yeah, we definitely can't be giving you this mic.
Okay, and I will
Yeah.
work on because I do start talking and going.
Well, no, but actually,
It's better.
It's much better.
Much better. So
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
we have that much
it
of a
is better.
problem anymore. I'm just have to get wrong on mine. All right.
The rest of us are okay though.
Yeah, everybody's good. I can't. How'd you even hear yourself? I can't even hear. I mean,
I thought it was me because I have lost some hearing and I've had
No,
a couple things
this
happen to
mic's-
me in the last week at work where people come up and I don't hear them. So
this mic sucks.
okay, I'm really glad now I'm not losing my mind.
No, this mic is terrible.
Okay.
That's definitely an issue. We got a minute? Are you still looking it up?
I'm good. I'm
As long
ready.
as you guys can, I'll be good for getting my quotes or my stuff in here. I was gonna switch it up with one of our other ones. All right. I'm getting picked up. Yeah. Where is the strange? Oh yeah, and then try to like at least. I know we're doing it sometimes, but reiterate the question that I ask you.
Sure.
So we can clarify, people know what we're talking about.
Sure. Okay.
And don't be afraid. Just be like, Grant. You know, can you repeat the question? I can do that for you too. The next one is very funny.
Thank you.
I found. You want to know a strange place? I found numerous of condoms in the golf holes because I used to own a couple golf courses, and that was the most common.
Wow.
We're gonna have you say that on here because I
Oh
think that's
my
funny.
God.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it is
just
funny.
wait with that.
All right. People go out and have their
'Cause
fun
that's
at the
very
golf
funny.
course hole, and they leave me a little treat in the morning, and you get the
A
lady,
treat.
You know, the ladies' league would go out first thing, and then you get the phone call. What kind of joke is this? And I'm like, I'm not trying to play a joke on you.
Yeah.
You know, it's just some sick little
Wow.
kids from town. you know?
Right.
That's what happens. And then I've had to take out a few scoops of number 2.
The situation.
Yeah.
Oh my
Quite
God.
often.
It pays pretty well
We
though,
gotta-
right? Don't you get paid well? Caddy?
No,
Are
I
you
wasn't
caddy?
We
You just did the grounds?
We were we was a family business. We owned
That's
Oh.
another. We could have a whole poop show.
Yeah.
Oh.
What people are so obsessed with taking a crap in the right spots. Unbelievable.
I can't poop unless I shop.
Yeah, antique stores.
I can't poop unless I shop. Really?
Yeah, I
It's
get
relaxing.
constipated very often, and yeah, when I shop, I
It helps.
brings it on.
Yep, same here.
Because it relaxes you.
That's
Yes.
a question right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
actually have talked about that. I know that we've talked about
Yeah,
it.
I remember.
We're recording all this, by the way.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
We are, but
Let's start this.
Okay,
Let's
we
start this
need to
thing.
do a segment sometime on poop and the importance of poop. Seriously, because
Okay.
there's just too much of that.
All right. Well, wait. When you come back,
Yeah.
week after next, we'll do a whole poop
Okay.
show.
Thank you. Poop,
Poop
show.
show.
Poop show.
Yeah.
I like it.
Gross.
I like it.
People will love it.
We're just going to
Yeah.
talk about shit.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking shit.
Yeah.
all right, we'll start at the 58-minute. We got 30 seconds here. Just to, I'm gonna put the music on and just I'll kind of point at you. All right.
Welcome back, everybody. You are listening to the Neighbor Ladies. It is segment 3 here at the Neighbor Ladies on the Alive and Social Network. We've got Karen J, Suzanne Boston, and me, Colleen. And Suzanne,
Yeah,
you wanted to start out the
I
discussion.
did. I wanted to talk about Planned Parenthood. Not that I want to beat it to the ground, but a couple things that I just wanted to say about it. That even though Planned Parenthood seems right now in the news to be firing back, as of August 14th, the governor from Arkansas, Asa Hutchinson, have you seen this guy? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, he's just so against any funding for Medicaid payments to Planned Parenthood. And the saddest thing about this is, I mean, he claims that, you know, this is sort of a new thing that he's against. However, back in March, he was banning this back then. He was on a bandwagon back then. And the saddest thing about it is that only about 3% of the money that Planned Parenthood gets has anything to do with abortions.
Right.
It's, what they
It's
do.
mainly about birth control.
It's about birth control. It's about gynecological visits for poor women. And all of that to be...
and that's what it's always been about. And those, I don't even know what group it was that had those purported sting videos.
Yes.
Where they...
Oh, my
and
God.
you can cut,
I know what group it was.
You can cut together anything. If you look...
Yes.
Okay, look up on YouTube The Shining as a romantic comedy. Have you ever seen that? A group of film students used clips from the movie The Shining and made it look like a romantic comedy.
Oh, God.
And it looks exactly like a romantic comedy. And that's exactly what happened with this Planned Parenthood business.
I know someone posted that on one of my threads today.
What?
The video where they talk about she had to cut open the face
it's
of a
horrible.
baby.
It's
Right.
horrible. And you know
ridiculous.
who's doing it? It's this pro-life
Right.
group that's
Yeah.
doing it, although they claim that they're not. The Elliott Institute. And I
don't even
checked
like calling them
out.
pro-life. I like calling them anti-abortion because the thing is,
Yes.
I've had every single child that I've ever been pregnant with, but I'm still pro-choice because I
Right.
don't know what it would be like if I were in a very, very bad situation. Nobody wants to have an abortion.
Nobody
does.
No.
Nobody has them just as a form of birth control either,
Right.
unless you're incredibly. I don't even know that happens, but
I don't
you
think
know,
it does happen.
My God,
I think it's in the it's in the minority of people that do it.
It
There are
is.
people that do it. It's sad, but
And I
whatever.
used to
Their-
be an
their body,
abortion
you know?
counselor at Meadowbrook in the 80s, and the flack that the doctors took, the people that work there, we had our
in the
tires
80s is when they
slashed.
started getting killed.
Oh God, it was horrible. I
Right.
mean, they'd throw eggs at our cars. We had to park in a different area and take a shuttle
Because that
to
makes
work.
sense. If you're against death, then why don't you kill somebody?
Right.
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 And the people blocking the door, 90% of them were men, which always just pissed me off. You know, it's like, once again, this is not their choice. This is our bodies.
Yes, it is. I think men tend to feel powerless when it comes to the whole pregnancy thing. They feel
Yeah.
like I don't have a say in it. First of all, I don't have a say on if she gets pregnant or not. She can tell me she's on birth control, and maybe she is,
Right.
and maybe she isn't. But I totally want to have sex because I'm a male animal, and so they just go for it and say a little prayer, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. And then what if she is and she doesn't tell me?
Right.
And I feel, so they feel powerless.
Yeah.
And to this, and this is what I have to say to that: tough it up, because
Right.
we feel powerless too.
No
because
kidding.
there are plenty of times and plenty of situations where the shoe is on the other foot. And you know what? You know when I feel powerless? I feel powerless when my daughter, who is 27, walks to her car at night.
Right.
And or at all. I feel powerless when I make less money than you do, even though I have the same amount of experience and the same
Exactly.
amount of education. And this is just one of those things. Nothing's ever going to be. We have to work together.
Right.
We cannot be at odds with each other. But you can't unilaterally say, here's what you can do with your own body. You
Right.
absolutely cannot say that, and you shouldn't have any jurisdiction over it, because I mean, honest to God, they're trying to deny abortions to women who need them for medical reasons.
Exactly.
Back in before abortions were legal, before birth control was legal,
Right.
I have a sister who's she's a gymnast. All right, she's got a naturally very, very tiny, tiny body, and she's always been tiny. She didn't, have traditional gymnast type stuff. Didn't menstruate until she was 17
Right.
years old.
Right.
I mean, just kind of a delayed thing altogether. But when she was pregnant, she had to have her kids by cesarean, right? Okay, and if she had this 50 years earlier, she'd be dead.
Exactly.
Should we just
Right.
go back to that?
Yes. Yes. No.
Like, no, we
Yeah.
shouldn't.
Right.
We need to get the word out about birth control, and the abortion thing is just it's an awful thing. It's a sick. It makes me sick talking about it because I honestly, I had all the babies that I was ever pregnant with, and those were under very difficult circumstances, I might add. I was a welfare mother.
Right.
So, it was a very difficult decision for me to make, but I thought, you know what? I got to go through with this because I know that I can tough it out, right? The abortion was not the right thing for me to do. But if I were an incest case or a rape case, or if I was going to die if I had the baby, yes, I would have an abortion.
Right. Yeah.
So,
And, in all my time working at an abortion clinic at Meadowbrook, because there was only Meadowbrook and Planned Parenthood back then, and there was never a woman that walked through that door eager about the procedure.
Right.
It was there was always sort of a heavy feeling about it and lots of shame, and it's. And the people that would be standing outside, I remember one time my dad took me to work because my car wasn't working. He pulls into Methodist Hospital, and he said, "Oh my God, why are all these people here?" And I said, "This is what I go through every single day that I come to work. Men protesting. The
What
right."
if men could get pregnant?
Oh my God.
Well,
Would the conversation change then?
yes, it would.
in the back of my mind as you're talking, I'm wondering if we have issues with people not understanding choice for women,
Yeah.
why don't we have the same problem with a man getting a vasectomy? Because aren't we dealing with some of the same things? Okay, because it's their bodies. It involves having kids to a degree. It involves making that ultimate,
sperm
decision.
are alive.
Except that there's a vasectomy.
Technically,
reversible.
isn't the sperm the kid?
Technically,
Right,
technically.
because we just have the egg. So
Right.
every time a man
Right.
spills sperm, isn't that kind of the same deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So to me, it's like, now, we never deal with that issue. Oh, it's okay for the man to have a vasectomy. And the other
I know
thing,
it's not. They have to be,
I know
have to mix
it's
together. I
a
understand.
challenge because I've quizzed Mr. Boston on this
Right.
procedure several times. I like to bring back that memory for him, a fond day in history for our family, and all the children know is Dad was going for the snip, and that's how I put it in the scrapbook. But
like he was a cat.
I know, like he was a cat. It
Don't.
was horrible. No. We had a fun thing. But you know what I'm saying? But the
You
other,
made the vasectomy fun.
well, the kid, we were dropping him off at a hospital. Not a hospital, but you know what I mean. Anyways, I don't know why that is not.
And there weren't women protesting, were
There
there?
were not women. I think many women were happy about this in the family. We
I'm
thought it
surprised
would.
there weren't men protesting.
Right.
though.
Yeah, but when you think about it, I mean, come on. I mean, that involves some pretty serious stuff. But then the other thing going through my mind is how many of us would have been born. I know my mom was 17 when I was born, and there was no doubt in her mind she could have gone to New York for a backstreet abortion. That was a conversation that took place amongst my parents and
Of course.
my grandparents. It was a huge
And she might have
deal.
died
And she
because
might
of
have
it.
died. And that's one of the conversations that I've had with my kids. Because, my kids have done the math, and my parents were very, very young, and my grandparents, I have a 98-year-old grandmother, and I'm a fossil myself. I'm over 29. So it's interesting, and it's interesting to talk about abortion with somebody that's 98.
Yes.
She used
It
to,
is.
and I'm going off on another tangent about myself and my
So
family.
what'd she
but
say?
What does she say? She used to tell all of us that if you don't vote for a candidate that is pro-choice, you're not an American. And she for a long time worked for the Democratic Party on that issue alone. And I think it's because she grew up at a time when she saw, and she has said this, that she saw so many women die
Right.
from the situation of childbirth. And it wasn't about politics as much as it was about women knowing themselves in their own bodies
Right.
and men not understanding. And these were all things that men and women didn't talk about. And, we make jokes about talking about feelings. OMG, you're not going to talk about your ovaries with your husband and the situation there. So it's interesting, from that perspective. But I don't know. I just, we don't look at the guy's situation because, that's never brought up as an issue. Do you have the right to go in for a vasectomy? Why isn't that a political issue? Kind of a downer, I guess, is what I just brought up,
Well, on that note, I'll bring it even more down and tell you.
All right.
Just kidding. Well, it is kind of sad.
Wait. Can we?
Sure.
We're going to take a quick break and then we'll come back.
Okay.
On it. All right.
Sure.
You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J., where is the strangest place you have ever found a condom?
I would say it had to have been in a megabus bathroom.
It's only $1 to Chicago.
I've always had to pay like $29 to get there. But yeah, it was pretty gross.
Suzanne?
The strangest place I ever saw a used condom.
It doesn't have to be a used condom.
Well, okay, this happened to be a church parking lot.
Oh,
After the mission trip.
that's a progressive
I've seen them there
church.
too. I've seen them loose Lutherans.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Boston?
Wow, I would have to say on an airplane, in the bathroom,
Yeah.
in first class.
Mile High Club.
Yeah, the Mile High Club. And of course, I came out of the bathroom looking everybody in the eye, wanting to know the details. And who was it? I really did. I was hoping it was like a famous person. And then my eyes met this little old guy and this little old lady, and I got a feeling it was them.
Good for them.
Good for
I think
them.
her name was Ada.
Oh,
Ada had a good time.
Colleen?
Where's the strangest place I ever found a condom? I like to have garage sales every year. And for a while there, after my second divorce, I was a free and easy gal of 42 who was still menstruating. And, so I had to buy some condoms, right? But I didn't have to buy a lot of condoms. I think I bought like a 100-pack because it was at Costco. No, seriously, true story. Like I was
Costco.
like...
Wow, next to the toilet paper.
They were $9, and you got like 100. And I was
Wow.
like, well, I'll just give them away, right? And I had all of these condoms. I still have condoms, free condoms at my house, right?
You got
But
high school
I
graduates.
put them. I thought, where am I going to put all these condoms? And I thought, well, I'll put them in my bedroom, right? And then and somebody had given me this scented candle that I never use, and it was one of those Valspa scented candles, and I didn't like the smell of it. But those Valspa candles have a hinged lid on top of them, and so I shoved like 6 or 7 condoms, not used, but just in the package in there, and I slammed the lid down, right? And then a couple years later, I'm thinking, I really hate that candle. I'm going to put it in the garage sale. And I'm sitting out in my front yard, and I'm just like, because I don't have a garage because I rent. And I'm sitting out in my front yard, and everybody's picking up the candle and opening it. And I go, that doesn't smell very good at all. And that's what I kept saying to everybody. I kept saying that I'm trying to say, it's a brand new candle. Those candles are like $60, but it doesn't smell good at all. I only lit it once. And they were all opening the candle, and they'd kind of halfway stick it to their face, and then they'd go back and they'd look at me and I go, I know. And they'd shut it and nobody fucking said a word. True story. Oh, God. Welcome back. You're listening to The Neighbor Ladies. What are we talking about? We were talking about birth control and the recent Planned Parenthood business. Arkansas is cutting funding for Planned Parenthood, which is, Arkansas. Way to go, Arkansas! You're like the lowest in, no, I think it's Mississippi, Louisiana,
Right.
and what's their other neighbor? Who knows? I forget. But and Arkansas. Good for you. Now no one can get birth control pills. But Karen J, you were gonna go on to something. What was that?
I was just gonna say that
Because we were talking about abortions and
Right.
and all that.
So I actually got pregnant twice when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It was incest. My adoptive dad.
Oh my God.
The first time I was in elementary school, And at that time, I wanted, like, I wanted to keep the baby. I could feel it growing inside me. I was probably in my second trimester. And then we went, and everybody knew. They're like, "Are you pregnant?" Because it's like nice out and warm, and I'm wearing like big baggy clothes. My teachers, everybody was asking.
Your
And
teachers were asking?
They said, "Are you pregnant?"
How
and
old were you?
I'm 9 or 10.
Wow.
It was right. It was before. I remember it was because it was the summer before junior high or middle school. So we went up north, where my grandma lives. She lives in Lake Park. So we went up further past that to a farm doctor, and he performed end of second trimester abortion.
Oh, mercy.
I
So
remember.
many
I
abortions.
remember hearing it, and hit the garbage can. Thud. It was fully formed. And I remember like it being, I was really sad about it, even though like I knew like, I was raped, but it was this baby, right? So then they gave me some kind of sodium pentyl, I don't know what it was, to forget about it, right?
Sure.
Then when I was 15, because he had continuously like raped me,
Right.
it happened again, and that time, and the doctor had said, if it happens again, you're on your own. He said that to my dad. So it happened again. And then I went, my neighbors were in on it too. They were like, "Hey, come next door and see our son's new drum set." And so they basically tied me down on this board and did like a backdoor
my
abortion with that
God,
coat hanger
Karen.
that my mom was.
Cauterized and all
Yes.
that. Yeah.
And
You
I
hear the horror stories.
okay, so the short version is I almost died, and my mom thankfully she was a nurse at the time at Fairview. She brought me in the middle of the night because my mattress was completely bloody. I should have died,
Yeah.
but I didn't. So yeah, I think that it's important for women to get abortions the right way.
Yes.
Because and I'm not even for abortions for myself.
Right.
Now I'm a mom. Like if I got pregnant now, I'd probably be like, shit. I didn't want to
Right.
have a kid with a Mexican, but
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Like,
I'm
I
a
can't
mother
even-
now, and it would be really hard.
Well, right. And
So-
it's hard for everybody at
Yes.
any time.
Yes.
No
Yeah.
no one's walking in there with a party hat saying, yes,
Yeah.
this is a great time. But it's, and that's what everybody would go back to.
Yeah.
Exactly what you had. I mean, if they were in a position
Right.
where not necessarily through incest, maybe perhaps it's, maybe the guy's abusive. And it's just going to be, he's going to continue to abuse you, maybe kill you, and then maybe kill your kid.
Right.
Because God knows that's happened. Like, how many stories have we had in
lot.
Minneapolis alone? Like, that poor kid, his dad just admitted it, couldn't through
Faraway Collins.
Faraway Collins.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. That was
Yeah.
just
Oh
news,
my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
It's just,
But yeah, so it's
no
really
one wants to do it.
Planned Parenthood is really important because women need services. We need
Yes.
access to that stuff, and kids need access to that stuff. I mean, people don't think that incest and sexual assault happens a lot, but it really does.
Yeah,
And
they
back
don't think
th-
it
back
happens because
then,
it's not in. It's
You
not
know,
talked
back
about.
in the 70s and 80s, like the laws hadn't progressed to help protect children. But now, even though they have kind of progressed now, kids need that access.
Yes.
They need places like Planned Parenthood for that.
Right, because you can just walk in
Yeah.
and automatically be believed. And if
Yeah.
your teachers, now think of that. Your
No
teachers
kidding.
didn't say anything.
I mean, they said stuff,
But
but what are the laws? There were no.
There were no laws protecting the children.
I mean, in the late 80s is when researchers started researching about incest. They just started in the very end of the 80s. So you know how long it takes for research to happen and then for it to become a law. You know what I mean? And then it's like, well, can you film it? Can I film it? Well, how am I going to film it happening? And then what's going to happen when he finds the camera? He's going to beat the living crap out of me. You know what I mean?
Right. Everything is everything.
Like
is a
they're
secret in that
asking me
world.
this, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, well, do you have a teddy bear that has a camera on it and like a 7-hour time frame? It was crazy.
You're a pretty strong lady, Karen J.
Yeah, I know.
Unbelievable.
I know. But yeah, so that topic is pretty close to my
Yeah.
heart.
yeah,
So,
'Cause
I
I think about
you
it.
know.
I still think about those
you had something on your,
unborn children like all the time.
I bet you do.
I do.
And I bet everybody who goes through something like that
I
thinks
think
a
they
lot
do.
of different things that are their own things to think about their own private experience
Right.
that we have nothing to say about.
Right.
Because it wasn't our body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good talk, you guys. Whew. When we come back, we're going to talk about how you talk about birth control with your kids. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J, who is your shiro?
My Shiro. That's a toss up between my daughter cub and my late grandmother on my maternal side. My maternal grandmother.
Your female hero. I like
Yeah.
that. Why is your maternal grandmother your hero? Your
My
shiro?
She was just an amazing woman. She was probably the only one. She was the only one in my family that was normal. She was a feminist. She was a principal. She was a teacher. My mom's side of the family was very matriarchal. Like, you know, the women were the strong ones, and she was just very educated and ahead of her time.
I think you've taken after her.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
And my daughter cub is a little spitfire.
She sure sounds
with you
like
as
it.
her mom? You're damn right she is.
I mean, they both are just like, I'm so proud of her. I miss my grandma every day.
Oh, that's nice.
Suzanne?
Shiro. Maud.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maud.
B.
Yeah.
Arthur.
B.
B.
Arthur.
Arthur.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
That was a
It's still
great
very
show.
funny.
Yeah.
Have you seen it lately?
I haven't seen it lately.
I wonder what
Norman
she's like.
Lear.
Yes.
Norman Lear is an amazing
Yes.
man. He's my shiro.
Boston?
Okay. Joan Rivers. I loved her. Used to sneak out and watch her on the Johnny Carson show when she first got a bit, and I just think she paved the way for so many of us that were in comedy, and she wasn't afraid to be who she was.
Right.
She was a Jewish female comic, you know, and I thought the world of her. I still do. I think we're still reaping the benefits of having Joan on the road.
What about Phyllis Diller?
Loved her too.
Yeah.
This is a tough question. I can't really narrow it down. I think there's a lot of great women in comedy. Lucille Ball, although I didn't like, she had a couple of things she did. She had a clause for her sidekick Ethel. She had to weigh 20 pounds heavier all the time than Lucy.
That's hilarious.
You know, and that was something that once I found that out, she was off the list.
Yeah.
But I watched the show. Anyways, Joan Rivers, to
Yeah.
start with. There's so many others too.
I love Joan.
Yeah. A lot of good women.
Yeah.
Colleen?
Who is my shiro? I am going to say, just for the purposes of our previous conversation, Margaret Sanger,
Yes.
the founder of Planned Parenthood. Thank you, Margaret,
Yes.
Yes.
wherever you are. All right, welcome back. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies here on the Alive and Social Network. And how do you talk about birth control with your kids?
Well, my kids, when they were little, they found my Kama Sutra book. They were really little. They were like, I'm serious, like 3 and 4. And they were sitting, like, you know, looking through the pictures, and they're like laughing, giggling.
Yeah, but those Kama Sutra books, I mean, aren't those the pictures that are in those books, aren't they like ancient illustrations?
Yes, but, you know, they still saw the parts, and they knew what they were.
They're so stylized.
I know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, of course, we had questions, and I believed in teaching them the real names for their body parts.
Good for you.
You know, penis, vagina, because I wanted them to, you know, it's important that they know.
Not hoo-ha
Yeah.
and dingling.
Or peanut and what,
Right.
crotch. I mean, I hate that word. I hate crotch worse than cunt. I do.
It's
I got an itchy crotch. I mean, it just sounds so yucky.
I know
Cousin
you.
and I would say crotch, and we would laugh and laugh and laugh because
Yeah.
somebody was talking about we were in, I think we were in Target, and we heard an older lady say something about the crotch of these pants, and we died. We just died.
I know,
laughing.
it's just a funny word.
And then so in the car on the way home, we all just kept saying, they were giggling, and then I was, you know, they were in the back seat, and I looked him through the rearview mirror, and I said, "Are you guys are your pants okay in the crotch?" And they just
That would be it.
So that was, it was like crotch, crotch.
I used to get the
Crotchety.
word crotch confused with crochet when I was
Yeah. Yeah. Will you teach me how to crotch?
Well, now that's a
Afghan?
thing. You know, that's a thing now with the feminists, vaginal knitting.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I
didn't
heard about
know. I
that.
didn't know I was
Yeah.
a trendsetter.
You
I
stick a
was
skein of yarn up your.
Can you
up,
imagine?
up your Watusi.
So,
yeah, there
if
you
you have
go.
any feminist friends and they give you a sweater or a scarf
Not
knitted,
with all feminists. Can we just say with some?
I know.
Are we
some
talking
Some of 'em.
Afghan pattern here, or what
some
are
of
we
them do it
going
when they're
after?
menstruating. I mean, it's pretty.
Oh dear Lord. Okay. Well, I mean, I shouldn't be so. I should be more open for them. Mm-hmm. They can have their own yarn supply.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
How
where
did
are
you
we
guys
going
talk
with
about-
Oh, let's see.
How did you guys talk about
I was a single parent for a while, and two
birth
boys.
control with your kids?
And I think it started. It started when my son, and I think maybe I told you this little story about when we were on vacation and he was watching. He was watching television and he said, "What's morning wood?"
Aw,
Okay.
that's cute.
Yeah.
And so it was time.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Did you guys encourage your kids to masturbate?
I just said that was something that I found them, and I said that is something that you need to do privately.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just said,
We-
I said
Yeah.
that
Yep.
what you're doing is totally fine. Just you need to do that privately,
Yeah.
and
I
that's
told-
fine.
I told my kids they were going to go blind.
Okay.
Shame on you.
Wait, I just got to ask a question. Did you talk to your kids about birth control?
Oh,
at
for
Boston?
sure, because they have health class at age 8,
Uh-huh.
so you
Yeah.
want to beat that first. And they also had older cousins, so you really had to start at age 2 or 3 in my family system.
Yeah.
But I'm really lucky because I had a stepmother that talked about sex and things when I was in 4th or 5th grade, which back in the dark ages was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And she was she was a former Catholic.
Right.
And so it was great. And she and I said, how should I handle this? She says, you need to talk to your kids much, much sooner than I talk to you guys. Because everything happens in television and movies.
And
Are so
internet.
geared towards it.
Right.
you
Like
know.
they see
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the simpler the better. We
I
started
know.
out with simple
Yeah.
For example,
things.
what I did, I just gave them all a stinky candle that had a bunch of condoms from Costco jammed
Beautiful,
into it
beautiful. I like that.
that I
That's
got
good.
from somebody's
Garage sale.
Yeah.
Good talk, you guys. All right. We'll be back. You're listening to The Neighbor Ladies. Last one.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine, but I hope you weren't offended when I kind of had
Oh no, I didn't even
Well,
notice.
it's really difficult. It's very hard. It's understandable.
It's for me, I know, and for you, you've been through it, so I don't want to sound like a baby here.
Yeah. You whiner.
I've had a couple friends that have been gone through it.
Yeah.
And not to the extent that you have, but just some serious situations. And it's just very powerful for you to tell us. And I respect it a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
I want to say that that's really cool.
Yet again. Are you ready to talk about Norm Coleman for president?
It seems like such a letdown after this. It really does, but we will. No, well, we will make it here. Let me go
Let's power
back.
through it, get
Let's
her done.
power through and get her done.
So
This
yeah.
seems like such a. Let's jump in on this.
Wait, so are we allowed to say whatever we want about Norm Coleman?
Yep.
Yes.
Damn
and
right.
You lived in his city, so.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
not his city.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Neighbor Ladies. I'm Colleen. We got Boston, Suzanne, Karen J. We're here on the Alive and Social Network. In Boston, you want to talk about our former senator, Norm Coleman. What's up?
I want to talk about Norm Coleman because
Yeah.
I think he's sitting in the background, waiting for the opportune moment to jump into the presidential campaign and become a Republican candidate. And the reason I feel that way, especially now, is after reading the Star Tribune article from August 16th, and it talks about what he's doing in D.C. He is working there comes home every weekend like he used to, still has that apartment on Capitol Hill. And listen to some of the things that he is doing. He is representing the interests of the Saudis, Indonesians, and the Emiratis on Capitol Hill. And if I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize. He runs South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham's super PAC in hopes of getting him
Very
elected
scary.
president. Okay, now he forged ties, though, with former Senator Joe Lieberman to launch a nonprofit organization that is urging members of Congress, mostly via television commercials, to oppose the Iran nuclear deal. Okay, reputable, interesting. Here's something, though. He wields a lot of clout inside the Republican Party, more so than when he was a senator. He has a rep now of being a lucrative lobbyist, a formidable fundraiser, and has emerged as a rising star behind the curtain. What is this article a prelude to? Come on, we don't get press unless there's something about to buzz. And he turned 66, which by today's standards would almost be a young president looking at some of these candidates.
Yeah.
So this is a great article. And as he continues that pattern that he had from 2003 to 2009 of religiously getting back to D.C. on a Monday. And I'd forgotten some of the things that happened to him, but he continues competing interests between his largely secretive fundraising life, his nonprofit 501c4 groups, the Minnesota Action Network, American Security Initiative, and the American Action Network. His main job is basically being a lawyer and a lobbyist, blah, blah, blah. Now, he has worked with the Saudi government. That softened its initial stance against the Iran deal, and it's now signaling some tepid support for the Obama administration. That's nice. Coleman did that. Where is he going to jump in and continue? I just feel like this article and some of the things that he's doing say to me that he's going to make a stand. He's going to run. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
he is. You
think
know
you're right.
and he's such a mess. I think he's anorexic too.
Yeah, he looks a little
Yeah,
lean to me.
yeah.
I want to feed him.
In '93 he was a Democrat. In 2006,
I remember that.
In 2006 he headed the campaign for Wellstone. This guy's a mess. He's
he
all
can't
over the
stay.
place.
He can't stay committed to one cause,
No,
and that's
Or
what.
he has
one-
no loyalty.
Or
Right.
one woman.
Well, yeah.
Oh, my God.
But wouldn't he just fit in with the Republican Party?
Oh,
right?
he does
You
fit
know,
in.
because
He-
There's
Yeah.
room for him in the
No,
clown
he would
car.
fit in
Yeah,
anywhere. He
yeah.
would fit in anywhere that would have him, which is
Yes.
a dangerous thing in any politician.
Right.
Exactly.
And I think we
Because
should.
if the Republicans wouldn't have him, he would try to get in with the Democrats.
Yeah.
And if
And
the
the
Democrats wouldn't have him,
independents.
right. I mean, that's
Yeah.
his MO.
and
So-
I keep thinking Jesse Ventura, Norm Coleman ticket. I mean, is this what we're headed
Jesse
to?
Ventura said he wanted to be on Donald Trump's ticket.
Yes, he did.
Well,
I have a
Last
funny
night on
story about him.
CNN.
Oh, what do you got on
What's your funny
Jesse?
story?
I used to be a manager at a tanning salon over on Grand Avenue. Mm-hmm. And he came in one time with his Secret Service guys, and he wanted to go tanning in the Ultra Bronze, but he said I had to put oil all over his body,
Whoa,
and if I didn't, they were going to shut down my
tanning
the
salon?
operation. Yeah,
Yeah.
And I was like, look, I'm only going to do it on your back. You can reach the rest of your body. Like this isn't in my job description.
Because you're too short to reach the rest of his
Well,
body.
I mean,
you could,
I
get,
had to
you
go-
could get hurt.
I had to go in there with him, and you know what I mean? I was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
your wife is a judge. I respect the hell out of her. Like, what are you doing?
What do you mean? You mean Norm Coleman, not Ventura?
Ventura.
Yeah.
Ventura's wife isn't a judge.
Not
Is she?
that I know.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Are you talking about Tim Pawlenty? Isn't his wife a judge?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
his wife is a judge.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Anyways, it's still exciting. Any of the three of them.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she is. She is. She has a different last name.
Yeah.
She is a judge.
interesting.
No.
Yeah.
I gotta.
We got. We'll
We'll look it up.
Somebody. Yeah. We'll look it
Well,
up.
she's
We'll
a
look it up.
family court judge or whatever.
Yeah. But anyways, he gets a lot of press in this deal.
Coleman.
Coleman.
Yes, he does.
And then you've got Republican strategist Ben Golnick saying that Coleman continues to help Republicans up and down the ballot across Minnesota. Even 7 years after leaving the Senate, he still is well liked and we'll debate that, and would certainly be considered a strong candidate for statewide office. I'm sorry, read the print. They said statewide. I think he's going for national. I don't think this guy wants
absolutely.
anything local,
He wouldn't make it local. I mean, it's there. We're still
He's like
still
the
mourning.
Bizarro Kennedy.
He is.
Like
He is.
Bizarro Superman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where it's an alternate universe.
Yes.
And everything's not quite right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Bizarro Kennedy.
And
Norm Coleman.
people have never gotten over the fact that Wellstone was killed 13 years ago.
No,
And-
they're still mourning that. Yeah.
They're still mourning that, and and I mean, even his.
You really believe he was
Oh,
killed?
absolutely.
You really believe that it wasn't an accident?
Not a doubt in my mind, and it will come out. It will come out.
Honestly,
it's
you think
not
so?
a doubt in my mind.
This is like Tupac and Biggie.
I remember when it was announced on NPR. I was on my way to my son's grade school because his teacher had called me and said that the zipper on his jacket had broken and he wanted to go outside for recess. So I went to Kohl's and I got him a new jacket and I was delivering it, and they said that Wellstone was dead. And I pulled over and I had sort of this animal scream. I just knew something was really messed up about this. And at the time, before there were any censoring on the radio stations that were happening, NPR said if you knew the bottom line on this, it would scare the hell out of you. And I'll never forget hearing that on NPR. And I thought, wow.
And it wasn't something that NPR would ever say.
Right.
In those types of words. They're
Right.
pretty clinically boring, and they just never give an opinion during.
Well, even
for
Cheney.
that type of
Cheney
thing.
warned Wellstone that if he opposed the Iraq thing, that there would be serious ramifications. He said serious ramifications, not just for him, but for all the people in Minnesota. I mean, there were threats on Wellstone for a long time.
Yeah, now that you're bringing
Yeah.
that up, I do remember Cheney going head to head
I mean,
with
you're-
Wellstone.
Bushes were scared to death of Wellstone because he had such a tenacious popularity.
Right.
I mean, you're not the only
He
one
could
who
have been
thinks that
president.
way.
Oh, he ought to have been president.
Yeah.
It's kind of a heavy subject, but
Well,
as they
I'm glad you're
close-
bringing up this Norm Coleman thing because he's like the boogeyman, and I'm not
He's
gonna.
a creep.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a creep, and he'll fuck
Listen-
anything that walks.
Ooh, but this is look, you guys. I got to read this next line. It has nothing to do with what he'd what he'd fuck, but.
Or
Listen
doesn't
to
walk.
this line. Listen to this line. To me, it
Swear
says
jar.
something about the narcissistic tendency of Norm Coleman. Here's the quote: "Had Mitt Romney been president, I probably could have been ambassador to the UN." He said, "I wouldn't automatically reject the idea to serve again because I love public service. In terms of running for office again, the odds are pretty slim, but I'm certainly not saying never. Liar, liar, more than your
Pants
pants are
on
on fire,
fire.
baby."
Yeah.
Why can't these people
Oh.
just come clean? I want to run. I'm in love with myself. Get it over with.
Right.
It's a
What
pretty
do you
easy
What do you
job if
think
you
about
don't
what he
do
said about the
anything.
Somali community?
What did he say about the Somali
Said,
community?
that because those 6 guys who were found out to be terrorist connected.
Right.
He said, now we'll become Minnesota the land of 10,000 terrorists.
Well, I think he shot his mouth off, and I don't think he has any idea of the numbers of Somali people that we have living in the state of Minnesota, and
Yeah.
the fact that our Hmong population and our Somali population are numbers 1 and 2 in the United States, and that he offended the entire community.
Yes.
If you've been to Burnsville, that is like, it's a phenomenal hub of Somali culture. And I just think the guy is so ignorant.
Yeah.
And I would sit down over dinner and tell him, except he'd be alone eating, because I just make the 2 statements and go. But I mean, that's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so
Well,
mean.
it's why he lives in Washington.
He doesn't have
You
he
know?
can't stay here
it's-
more than 3 days.
It'd be like the dentist.
Yeah.
I mean, people would
Oh, Cecil.
Oh,
Yes.
let the dentist come home, but take
Where did he
Norm-
go? Is
Is
he
he
in
still
hiding?
gone?
Is he
He's
gone?
still gone.
Oh, he's probably
Hey,
at
where's
a cabin.
Jared from Subway?
Oh,
my
bad
God,
boy.
Jared.
He's in
Bad
jail.
boy,
Yeah,
Jared.
but how come everybody's freaked out about the lion killer and nobody's freaked out about
No
Jared?
kidding.
Oh,
I'm
we
not
are.
seeing- Well,
We
yeah,
are.
I know we are freaked out, but I mean, on my Facebook feed, everybody had a goddamn lion picture, and nobody's got a
Right.
picture of fucking Jared.
Yes.
That guy, he looks like the tech dweeb, that's riding around on the geek bus for Best Buy, and then we find out he's got. I'm not sure if we're really getting the right info on Jared, though. You know what I mean? He's got what? Just
He had
lots. He had
he
lots
had-
of child porn.
Yeah,
on
but
his
he
reel?
actually paid a 16-year-old for sex.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I'm
A
missing
boy.
the
And
important link.
And he's produced it.
What?
His friend, I think, was involved in some of that. I know he paid that 16-year-old in New York, and he actually asked her for more hookups.
Oh,
Younger the better.
Younger the better.
Yeah.
Younger
okay.
the better.
Oh, my
So now
that-
we know.
He's a creep.
Like
Oh,
I could
he's a
never,
creep.
I
He's
could
a
never
creep.
eat at
He's a
Subway
creep.
again because
No, I'm done. I'm
eat
done.
fresh.
Put
gross.
him in a room with
Eat fresh.
Norm.
Yeah, now we know what that meant for Jared.
Norm's got a running mate. There you go, Jared
Yeah,
from
but
Subway.
you know what? The whole like, and I look at this for reality stars or any sort of because I look at Jared as almost the very first reality star.
Yeah.
Right.
You're famous because you fucking lost weight.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I have gained and lost the same 75
Yes.
pounds my entire life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I should be an Oscar winner.
Women
Yes.
go
By
through
that
that all
measure.
the time. Our
Right.
weight fluctuates.
Hey,
all the
2 weeks
time.
ago I was 5 up. Last week, 4.5 down. This week, 6.5 up. It's like a damn stock market. Give me the chocolate. I mean, why don't I have my own reality show?
right.
I
You
know.
are.
Because
you-
Kris Jenner is not my momager. Oh wait, she's my age.
Speaking
no,
of
she's not.
viral
Just kidding.
videos, Boston has a viral video that she wants to talk about. When we return, you're listening to The Neighbor Ladies.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J., who is your dream president?
My dream president would probably be Jon Stewart
Nice.
with Elizabeth
Yeah.
Warren.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
Suzanne?
My dream president would be Michael Moore. Do you know
Really?
that Michael Moore was an Eagle Scout?
I did know that.
I can't
Yeah,
imagine
knew
him
that.
camping. I can't imagine him
Fat
camping
guys
at
in the
all.
woods.
I can't imagine him camping at all.
Boston?
Wow. President. I'm going back to Gloria Steinem, and I'd like to see Melissa McCarthy as the VP. Bringing in the fashionista stuff, a little comedy
Yeah.
to
Be
back
fun.
up the president. Let's have fun with it.
Colleen?
Who is my dream president? I'll say it, Oprah.
What?
Swear to God.
Yeah, she rocks.
Oprah.
Yeah.
Because it's not that Oprah would know what to do, but she'd know who to
Who to
ask,
ask,
what
who
to
to
do.
ask, yeah.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
think that is probably the most important quality in any president because you can't know everything.
Yeah.
And I think the presidential folks get in trouble when they start thinking that they do know everything.
Right.
And not Gail as a running mate. Absolutely not Gail.
No, not
Sorry,
Gail.
Gail.
Her-
You can't.
yeah.
You're not invited.
Her
Somebody
lesbian
else.
lover.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. I
You
don't
know
care.
she's munching that carpet.
I don't care.
Come on.
Nobody has carpet anymore, Karen.
Oh, I bet they do. I bet Oprah does.
So what's that big guy? She's married. She's not married to that guy.
Stedman.
Stedman. I just thought it was Studman for so long. I called him Studman.
He was just for show. I mean, you know.
Is
He
he
disappeared.
dead? He disappeared.
Yeah.
A lady beard.
Oh my God.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Neighbor Ladies. We've got Boston, Suzanne, Karen J, Handyman Grant. I'm Colleen. And Boston, you wanted to talk about this viral video from a sorority deal.
Yeah, I thought it's school starting. You got college starting.
Right.
This is a riot.
What is it?
Well, I don't know if it's a riot. The University of Alabama's Alpha Phi. Is it Phi? Phi?
Alpha Phi.
Alpha Phi. Sorry, my Greek. Alpha Phi sorority slammed for lack of diversity and objectifying women in a recruitment video. The video,
Lack
if you
of
watch
diversity
it,
in a
lack of
sorority?
diversity, yeah.
What?
Didn't they have at least one token Asian?
That's the guy that brought the Asian food on the Monday night dinner meal. That was their diversity plan. So, and there was an Italian guy bringing pizza. Oh, I'm in so much trouble with my daughter. She's going to go, "You racist, Mom." I don't mean it that way. I just grew up in New England. What can I say? We would go to the Italian neighborhood to get pizza. Enough of me. But back to this.
Enough of me.
The video is interesting because all it is girls in bikinis
Yeah.
on the beach. And what's missing from the video for me was David Lee Roth singing his songs. When I first saw it on the news, I'm like, what is this? Where's David Lee Roth? And then,
I
of
miss
course,
David Lee Roth.
oh,
Yeah.
I saw him at Mystic Lake. So worth the
Yeah.
$15. So worth it.
Damn right.
So good. Looking good in tight
You know what?
jeans,
David Lee
man.
Roth and Oprah. There it is.
There you go.
That's what I
Yeah,
want.
that would be good because he'd know who to bring in for the parties. It would just
Damn
be a
right.
balance. It's what it's all
Right, the
about.
correspondence dinner.
Oh my God! I just bring in the rest of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so seriously, the video, if you watch it, is just chicks in bikinis, sunglasses, and it's their recruiting video.
What about Spuds McKenzie?
He's not in there.
Damn
There's no
it.
spring break stuff going on, and and apparently now, the Today Show is the one that really got upset about this and spent a lot of their focus on it. It was 6 minutes.
Were they
last
outraged?
Thursday. They were outraged.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of white girls.
It's white girls.
It's
and
always white people doing stupid stuff. That's all they talk about on the Today Show.
Yeah, well,
It
here's,
is.
And
here's
cooking segments.
this
Yeah.
because of oh my God,
Because
cooking
white people
segments.
have so much time.
We do. Yeah,
I
this-
need some recipes.
Do I ever talk to you about how much time I spend cleaning my house and cooking? Yeah, it's. I'll ask Mr. Boston about that. He's in charge of those duties. That's okay, and washing the laundry. Okay, so the Today Show says that because of the video, this was the highest pledge class in the university's history, but they still took the video off. They had 2,261 women that wanted to join that
Sure, they want to be part of the popular girls. It's like
Right.
Legally
Yeah.
Blonde. It's their college fantasy.
So-
They think they're Elle Woods.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they wanted to know what we think of Alpha Phi's recruitment video. It's a PR deal, and they went after a market.
Yeah, obviously it worked.
And it's costly to join sororities. I frankly
Does it
don't
really
think
cost
it was
money?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, it's huge. And then you have to
I didn't
pay
go to
your
college.
rent. You have to pay. First of all, there's a fee if you want to participate in all the pledging.
College costs money.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Formal
pledging, the
dances.
formals, the
Yep.
dances, and you are expected to attend everything and participate.
God, that sounds
And
exhausting.
there's the quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just who has time for that? Yeah, and you're on the work study program? Not anymore. And I think being slammed for lack of diversity. I don't know. I think the University of Alabama will now have rules and regulations for the sorority system.
I mean, don't they have a black sorority? Because I know they have black fraternities now.
Yeah, like in Revenge of the Nerds.
No, but I mean, even at the U of M campus. Now they have
I'm
like
teasing.
black fraternities.
they,
or just-
they do, but the idea is that you're excluding a certain demographic. A certain, people get
I
upset
mean,
about
whatever.
this.
I guess they can decide
can
who they
do-
want in their house.
Right, they can do that, and I guess for me, I wanted to bring it up because I thought, hey, this is a really interesting thing that so many people got upset about it. Also, they got upset about this the same week, the same 2-week period right now that everyone's concerned about what is politically correct.
Well, so
to
let me
do.
ask you this:
What is politically
who got
correct?
upset? White people?
No, actually, it wasn't. It was the Today Show staff.
Okay,
White
people.
White people. White people. I guess
So
Matt. I
representing
guess
white
Matt
people.
Lauer was on vacation.
But I mean, it's they're talking because the white people were mad. The
Of course.
liberal white people.
The liberal
were,
white people
were
yeah.
offended on behalf of minority students.
That's right.
Who weren't
And I'm
recruited.
not sure if minority students were ever consulted.
right.
And
So yeah, that's
yeah.
just bullshit.
No, it is. Anyways, it is bullshit.
It
I
is.
probably shouldn't have flagged it to bring up, but I think
Oh, that's
That's a
okay.
good-
one
it's
of the
good.
reasons I wanted to discuss it was
We
I
got to
think,
talk about women in bikinis.
yeah, and David Lee Roth. Never
Last time I wore a bikini,
never
I was
far
30
from my
years
heart,
old.
David.
If I'd have known that was going to be the last time, I would have taken more pictures.
I have a picture.
You will again. You'll do it.
You
You'll
know,
wear them again.
I only wear a
look
turtleneck
good,
bathing
too.
suit, girls. So if your bikini is definitely out, man. This is Minnesota. You want that turtleneck always. 30 when you wore a bikini?
Yeah,
I
I look great.
I was-
I did take a picture,
for
but I would
sure,
have taken
for
more.
sure.
Yeah.
I have a nice ass.
You know, there is
She didn't
Photoshop.
say 30. She said 3.
No, I said 30.
She
Oh.
said 30. How old were you? Have you won?
Last time you wore a bikini.
Probably 8.
8?
What?
Yeah.
No, I like to water ski. A bikini was a waste of time. But once those things fall off, you got to go find them. And I couldn't see anything. I had my glasses on water skiing. It was just horrible. My father's like, "Go get your bathing suit." I'm like, "I have no idea where it is." Anyways, that's my episode at the lake. But anyway, back to this sorority thing. One of the reasons I wanted to bring it up is I think it says our preoccupation with in the news of crap that's not important.
Yes.
And on that same day, this thing got 6 minutes on the Today Show, and we haven't resolved the issue of the nuclear stuff in Iran.
Right.
We got a plane missing in Malaysia.
Again?
Still?
Again. No.
Still,
I'm
right?
sorry. Where was it? I don't know. So there was all kinds of other news going on last Thursday when I flagged this and said, "Hey, we got to talk about this on the show." Maybe it was Saturday.
Somalis are still getting recruited from ISIS right here.
Right.
You don't
Probably
want to
from
see that recruiting
probably
video.
from the. Oh yeah, that's.
I
what does
would
it
like
say?
to see it. I'm
Frankly.
curious.
Well, you know, there's stuff about ISIS on the news in Europe every single day. Why not here?
Right.
No, we've got the
They just
Today
killed that
Show.
archaeologist guy. That did you hear about that?
Oh yeah,
No.
that was.
They
sad.
killed an 81-year-old dude who took care of priceless artifacts
Why?
because he wouldn't give up where the priceless artifacts were. Because he hid him. He's been taking care of these priceless artifacts for 40 years. I'm paraphrasing.
right.
But no, they killed him. 81 years old. You probably think when you're 75, you know what? I probably won't get beheaded.
right.
You know what I
Oh, my
mean?
God,
When you're
yeah.
79, but 81 years old, and he's an old man.
Right.
If anybody wants to join ISIS, they're nuts. Whoa, newsflash. Colleen,
Well-
have an opinion about something that matters.
Well, maybe we should be more preoccupied with that stuff than giving
No, I wanna
giving
see
the
more
sorority.
women in bikinis right now.
More
I just
women in
creep myself
bikinis.
out.
Well, and we're talking about body image.
Yeah.
Join
Right.
our sorority. You need to fit into this size 2 bikini. Is there such
Mm-hmm.
a thing? I don't know.
Oh, they do a lot of hazing with body shaming.
I don't
during,
think
like,
bikinis have
hazing.
sizes, do they?
Yeah, small, medium, large.
Okay.
And large
Extra
fits
large
everybody.
sometimes. No,
It really
it only goes up to large actually,
That's what my
because
daughter
I can
said.
almost fit. I can almost fit back into mine. Almost.
Well, I'll tell you what.
fit everybody.
I'll tell you
might
what.
not stay on.
Maybe
Right.
if we have enough nerve, the
Yeah.
Labor Day Neighbors Ladies show in our podcast should be done in bikinis.
Oh
I
my
think that would be
God.
good.
Hell yeah.
I didn't say if I was wearing mine over stretch pants.
Oh,
or
even
not.
Grant. Even Grant will wear a bikini too.
I'm in.
All right.
He has to wear one of those bananas.
I have
A
one.
banana hammock?
Yes,
I have one, Grant. Don't
I almost
ask
had
why.
to, I almost
Game
had to
on.
ask what
Garage
that was
sale.
because I'm so naive.
All right, when we come back, college tips from a professor. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J, what clubs do you belong to?
Well, let's see. I belong to fantasy football leagues. I belong to the Korean adoptees. They're called CADS. The Mile High Club.
Shut up.
Yep, and one I'm not allowed to talk about.
Really?
Can you give us the acronym?
She can't. She can't talk about it.
Damn. Okay.
Suzanne?
I bet it's a sex thing.
Probably a sex thing.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. Oh shit! Now I'm
Oh,
scared.
Wow. ISIS.
No.
Wham. Women Against Military Madness. I used to be on the steering committee for 9 years. And then my
Like a
son
driver?
and then my son went to West Point. Go figure.
I don't mean to laugh. That's my
Yeah.
family stuff. Unbelievable.
Boston?
Okay, wow. Please don't laugh, but I'm a Girl Scout alumni and 7 years as a Girl Scout leader,
Oh
et
my
cetera, et
God.
cetera.
I was a
And
Girl Scout too.
they've let me back in, but they've forever changed, and it was a lot of fun. And then I do a lot of stuff at my church, and I have I have my own things I can't mention because yeah. But there is. What else do I belong? There's a lot of stuff I belong to.
Are you a Freemason?
A Freemason? No, but I am a Mayflower daughter, which is you are a direct descendant of the Mayflower, the original people that were on the Mayflower, and we have all the paperwork and that type of thing. So my son applied for the Mayflower scholarship to go to college, and that was funny.
So was your family like part of the witch trials?
We were actually, and we
you
go to
really?
Salem to
I
pay
was
homage.
kidding.
No, it's the truth. And actually, Robert Fuller, the surgeon on the Mayflower, is a great uncle. So they have all the paperwork to prove it. It's hysterical. I had no idea. My relatives, they were probably the ones with the bottles of Jack Daniels coming off the Mayflower, and I'm still proud of them. Thank you for listening to that.
Colleen?
What clubs do I belong to? None.
What?
I don't belong to any clubs at all. I'm a neighbor lady. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, I
And-
forgot.
I mean,
God,
it's the
we're
best
neighbor
club.
ladies.
It is the best club.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
a comic, but that's
Oh,
not
and
an
comic,
official club.
yeah.
It's
not.
kind of, but like I'm
It's more like
sort
a
of
clique.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't belong to any clubs. I need to join a club.
Oh, we'll start a club.
Yeah, let's start a club.
Start a club.
Yeah.
We'll
Be
let
a
Grant
neighbor
be in the
lady.
club.
Yeah,
The
Grant's
rest
a
of
neighbor
us.
lady. Excellent.
Honorary, the Neighbor Ladies Club.
Yeah.
We'll allow one.
And the neighbor
one
lady,
guy.
it's like the lunch lady ladies and the lunch lady men. It'll be the neighbor lady men we'll have involved. You know where I'm going with that. Thank you.
Making a PC.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh God.
You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies here on the Alive and Social Network. It's been a fun night, and we're getting ready to wrap up here. But Suzanne, you are a professor. Are you a professor or a teacher?
I'm a professor.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a professor and a
Well,
teacher?
I mean, I'm not tenured, but
You have your PhD.
But I have my doctorate. So
You're a doctor?
Yeah.
You're Dr. Suzanne?
I am
We
Dr.
could have been calling you
Suzanne.
Dr.
Yeah,
Suzanne this whole time.
Wow.
yeah, could have, but don't.
And I've already sworn at you.
She's humble. She's humble.
All right. Hey, 3 tips for people going to college.
3 tips.
Going back to college.
Yes.
College tips from a
Yeah,
professor, Suzanne.
and school starts next week at my university. Biggest tip that I want to pass on is that many students take too many credits. And they sign up for 15, 16, 18 credits, and then they have to drop. And it causes some real problems with getting financial aid, believe it or not. And so their GPA is affected. Take 8 credits and just be happy.
Is that 2 classes or 3?
It's 2 or 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you would say that for a first-time student, just to take 2 or 3?
Absolutely.
What's the
Absolutely.
minimum?
I think that's great.
Well,
Okay.
what's the
Well,
minimum
you-
number of
you-
credits that you can take to still be considered a full-time student
12.
and receive financial
12.
aid, though? 12,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your college tip number 2?
College tip number 2. I would say find out about tutoring centers. There's a lot of schools, just about every college, university has tutoring centers. You can get help for math, science, information study classes, writing. Oh, my God.
I want to go to college,
Yeah.
but I want to do it in a year. I don't want to go right now.
Okay.
Too
we'll
busy
talk.
right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I want to get my degree.
Yeah.
Don't have one.
Yeah.
Got my GED in
Yeah.
2007.
Good. Good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. Come and do it.
So, but I suspect that I would need tutoring services for
Yeah.
math.
Oh yeah,
In
yeah.
particular.
Oh, and they're great. The
Although as a
services are
waitress,
great, and they're
I can
free.
calculate 20% of anything immediately. What's the third tip?
Third tip would be to read. And it's the biggest downfall for college students today. They just they think, okay, I've read this chapter in my psychology book. What did it say? I have no idea. Pay attention to what you're reading. Yeah.
Read for comprehension.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell Boy Cub to drop a couple classes.
Yeah, really.
He signed up for a lot of credits.
You guys, this has been a lot of fun. Once
know.
more.
Yeah, very fun.
All right. See you next week, everybody. Goodbye from the Neighbor Ladies. Tell
Bye.
your friends.
Bye.
Share us. Like us on Facebook. See you next week.